so you don't make that big crashing sound.
You tend to forget how sensitive those things really are. This isn't Dennis Sampolinski, is it? No. No.
And a very pleasant good evening, everyone, from Palmyra Eagle High School. DailyDodge.com presents the high school football game of the week. And tonight, we've got a dandy for you in the Trailways Large Conference. Two really good teams set to do battle. The Marsh Falcons of Horicon, Hustisford are in town to take on the Panthers of Palmyra Eagle. Hi again, everybody. Mike Tronson with you at the field, joined by my good friend and partner, Tim Haldeman. And Justin Wilski is our on-site engineer and videographer for tonight's game. And tonight's game is brought to you by our video stream sponsors. They include Pivot Point Incorporated of Hustisford and TBE Trailers of Watertown. Tonight's game is also brought to you by Hustisford State Bank, Reed Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, Kevin Carnine, your American Family Insurance Agent, Beaver Dam Community Hospital, Air Care, and Columbus Family Dental. Welcome into the broadcast on this beautiful Friday evening. It is week 4 of the high school football season, and as we said, we're pretty excited about this matchup tonight. You've got Horicon Hustisford coming in with a 2-1 overall record. Palmyra Eagle, the Panthers, have yet to lose a game. They are 3-0, and one thing we definitely know about these two teams, Tim Haldeman, is the fact that both of them like to put the ball in the air. We are going to see Alvin Schmidt already this year has thrown for 564 yards and 4 touchdowns. Meanwhile, on the flip side, Brandon Wild, the quarterback for Palmyra Eagle, 696 yards in the first 3 games of the season and 6 touchdowns. There is a breeze tonight, but expect to see a lot of balls flying in the air.
Mike, and we talked about this last week, and that's the fact that you're just seeing this more and more and more in high school football. It seems like the really good programs are just opening it up and, throwing caution to the wind. There's so many more skilled athletes today than there were just 10 or 15 years ago, and there's just more people that are willing to coach it, can coach it, and can demonstrate to the young people how it's supposed to be done. And it creates a very entertaining football game. On occasion, it creates a very long game. So you folks at home, grab a couple extra beverage, and so you don't have to get up and head to the fridge for extra refreshments during the ball game. You wouldn't want to miss a play, because these two high-octane offenses, they get it and go in a hurry. There's some really skilled kids out there tonight.
Tim, you and I had the pleasure last year of covering this Housticon team on their magical run through not only the regular season, but the playoffs. They made it all the way to Level 3, the state quarterfinals, before falling to Lake Country Lutheran. And there might have been some folks, a lot of talent to graduation. Well, that was maybe our chance. Maybe this run is over, and maybe it won't be as good this year. Hold on, folks. They're still a good team. They're 2-1. The one loss was to Palmyra, and let me just say this. You and I saw Palmyra last year. They're a much improved ball club, so there's no shame in that. So, but Horicon, Hustisford, the Marsh Falcons are still very good, still bring back a lot of experience in some key areas, namely the man I just talked about a moment ago, Dylan Schmidt. Dylan Schmidt, fine quarterback. He's a fine leader out there. And the other guy that we wanted to talk about a little bit, Zack Cale, because Zack he's kind of the Swiss Army knife for this team. He can do it all. I mean, he's a great receiver. First of all, he is on offense, but he also plays defense. As a matter of fact, Zack Cale leads the team in tackles through the first 3 weeks of the season. 53 total tackles in 3 games. The next closest defender, 24 tackles for Ryan Milliken. So he can play offense. He can play defense. Zack Cale will punt tonight. He also returns kicks. There isn't much this guy can't do.
Well, Mike, very honestly, if you come up with another analogy like a Swiss Army knife, you're going to take my job as well, because you might as well be the color guy. That's really good. I mean, that you came up with a perfect analogy there, the Swiss Army knife of this ball club, and I will never say that you took those words right out of my mouth, because that was a Mike Tronson original, folks. Back home, no doubt about it. I would have never came up with that one. So anyway, the kind of kid that you just really enjoy coaching. He's got great talent. He's got great instinct on both sides of the football. He's a fun kid to watch, and you folks at home tonight can not only listen to the broadcast, but you can also watch him out there as well.
Absolutely. Well, and again, some very talented skill players for this Palmyra Eagle team as well. The Panthers, as we mentioned, led by their quarterback, Brandon Wild. They're going to throw it a lot. And the thing you look at when I look at their stats, it's not just 1 or 2 guys that Wild has to throw to. He's hit, I want to say, 6, 7, 8 different receivers this season already. Danny Hammond already has 27 catches for 322 yards and 3 touchdowns. Nolan Kopodlowski with 7 receptions for $119. He's got a touchdown. Dylan Lurvey. My goodness, there are quite a bit of talent on this team.
Well, Mike, last week we had the opportunity to bring the Watertown football team to the folks at home, and something very similar here. You know, you had a quarterback last week that had experience in the program, and what happens when you have experience at the quarterback position? Well, you're going to have 3 or 4 guys that he's going to become accustomed with over a couple of years running. Same thing here at Palmyra Eagle. That's just the way it is. And speaking of Palmyra Eagle, Mike, I don't know if the folks back home realize this, but this may be a history-ending season to Palmyra Eagle football. They have been, honest to heaven, the school board here at Palmyra, they're out of money, period. They're out of money, and they cannot run a school come next year. And that would be just a horrible shame. We've got an incredible facility here, Mike.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
Tonight.
Absolutely fantastic.
And, I mean, I look out. This is one of the nicest division, I'm going to say 5 or 6, high school football facilities I've been around in a long, long time. Go back to the playoffs of last year, Mike, when we were over in, what was it, Jackson?
No, that was in Heartland.
Heartland with
Lake Country Lutheran.
Lake Country Lutheran. Well, that's sort of second to none, okay, very honestly. But this is really close. This is pretty good. And the playing field is just awesome. And then I look out, and I see a softball complex, and I see a baseball complex. I've actually umpired on that baseball complex. Brand new. It's just really, really nice.
Well, that would be a shame if
oh,
there's no
my goodness.
It'd
Really just a horrible shame for the local community here.
Well, we're just a few minutes away from kickoff, and we should give you the starting lineups while we have just a few moments here. The Panthers won the coin toss. They deferred their choice, and so it's going to be Palmyra Eagle kicking off. So let's give you the offensive starters tonight for the Marsh Falcons of Horicon, Hustisford, coached by Shannon Miller. And the quarterback, as we mentioned, Dylan Schmidt, 6-foot senior at 170 pounds. At running back, Caleb LeBlanc, a 5'10", 175-pound senior. Receivers getting the start include Blake Poplinski, 6'2", 165, and a sophomore. Zack Cale, 6'3", 185-pound senior. Also at receiver, Daniel Januszewski, a 6'1", 165-pound junior, and Dylan Keel, 6'6", 170, and a junior. Looking at the offensive line, at left tackle, Dakota Ryan. He's a senior, 5'11", 175. At center is Matthew Walther, 6'2", 310 pounds. He's a senior. At right guard, Gavin Stark, 6'2", junior at 235 pounds. The right tackle is Aiden Schwark. He's a junior, 6 feet tall, 190 pounds. Those are your offensive starters tonight for Husticon. Now the defensive starters for Palmyra Eagle. The Panthers are coached by Kevin Wild, and his son, Brandon Wild, is the quarterback. He'll get the start, 6 feet tall, a senior at 155 pounds. At running back, or actually, I should say that we'll do the defensive starters for them. I beg your pardon. So getting the start in the defensive backfield, they're going to go with a nickel package. They're going to go with 5 defensive backs. Getting the start at D-backs are Danny Hammond, 6'6", senior at 205 pounds. Nolan Kopodlowski, a 5'11", 150-pound senior. Dylan Lurvey, a senior at 6 feet tall, 155. Ryan Carpenter, he's a 6'2" junior at 185 pounds. And Levi Musselman, a junior at 5'9", 140. Linebackers include Brady Hine, a senior at 6 feet tall, 190. And Casey Weber, he's a junior at 6 feet tall, 215 pounds. Defensive tackles are Matt Harrigus, a senior at 6'2", 235, along with Aiden Calderon, a junior at 6'4", 220. Defensive ends tonight are Ethan Schrank, a 6-foot senior at 165 pounds, and Jake Pronshinsky, a 6'4", 190-pound senior. So there you have the defense in just a few moments. This is the first Trailways Large Conference game of the season for Horicon Hustisford. However, this is conference game number 2 for the Panthers, as they have already played one conference game. That was last week against Dodgeland. We'll take a break for the national anthem. Back after this on DailyDodge.com.
A part of the community for over 30 years, Pivot Point Incorporated manufactures industrial fasteners for a multitude of unique applications. We are proud of our high-quality products and family-like work environment. To learn more about Pivot Point and our rewarding job opportunities, visit us on the web at pivotpins.com. That's pivotpins.com. Pivot Point is proud to support our Husticon Marsh Falcons.
If you're in the market for a trailer, then get to TBE Trailers 5 miles north of Watertown, just off Highway 26 on Sawmill Road. The 2020 trailers are starting to arrive, and that means many 2019 models are priced to sell. You'll find TBE's everyday low pricing on tons of trailers, over 120 in stock. Now is the time to take advantage of tremendous year-end savings on dump trailers, enclosed trailers, equipment trailers, car haulers, utility and landscape trailers. TBE Trailers' everyday low pricing gives you peace of mind that you are are getting a great deal every time. TBE provides great service after the sale. Trailers from great manufacturers like SureTrack, United, Formula, Bear Track, and Trophy. Trailers from TBE are built to last and get the job done. Check out TBE's great year-end deals. If you want to save big dollars on a trailer, then get to TBE Trailers. They also carry premium portable storage buildings. TBE Trailers, 5 miles north of Watertown off Highway 26 on Sawmill Road. On the web at tbetrailers.com.
Hustisford State Bank is proud to be a sponsor of this broadcast and wishes the Horicon Hustisford Marsh Falcons the best of luck. Hustisford State Bank is an independently owned community bank established in 1902, now serving the community for over 110 years. We are big enough to serve all your banking needs, yet small enough to know you by name. Visit Hustisford State Bank at 200 South Lake Street. Good luck, Marsh Falcons from the Hustisford State Bank. Visit them at hsbank at hustisfordstatebank.com. Member FDIC. And alongside my good friend and partner Tim Haldeman, Mike Tronson back at Palmyra Eagle High School. We're just about set to kick off this Trailways Large tilt between the Panthers and the Marsh Falcons. Tonight it is going to be, see who's going back deep here for the Marsh Falcons. It's going to be Zack Cale and Dylan Schmidt back deep.
A couple of stats I always enjoy looking at for these smaller schools, Mike, and one is how many players does each team have going both ways. In this particular contest, the Panthers with 5 going both ways, and Husticon with 6. The 5 guys up front, both teams average 218 pounds on those big boys up front, so they're going to really have it a good fight this evening.
Here's the short kick by Aiden Calderon. It'll be fielded at around the 21-yard line. This is Cale across the 25-30. Left sideline brought down after crossing the 35-yard line. So pretty decent field position for Husticon to start off tonight. As you can see on your video screen, Horicon Hustisford will move left to right as Tim and I see it in this first quarter of play tonight. The Marsh Falcons with black pants, white jerseys. We've got the black helmets with the orange and red lettering and trim. Meanwhile, for Palmyra Eagle tonight, it's purple numbers on gray jerseys with gray pants, white helmets. And it's 1st and 10 for the Marsh Falcons from their own 37-yard line. Backs in the eye, and back to throw is Schmidt. Right on cue. Cale makes the catch at the 41 to the 45, right sideline 50. Dives across the 50 and gets upended to the 45-yard line of Palmyra Eagle. He was tackled on the play by Dylan Lurvey, one of the 5 defensive backs, but plenty of room for a first down and more. And they'll mark it right at the 45-yard line. 18-yard pickup.
Toss gets the quarterback into a real good feeling on that first play from scrimmage.
1st and 10 for the Marsh Falcons in enemy territory already at the Palmyra Eagle 45, and they hand it off, and this time it's LeBlanc going to the left side, and he gets tackled maybe even for a loss of a half a yard. And it's going to bring up a second down and a long 10 or a short 11. We'll call it a loss of 1. And it'll be second and long for the Marsh Falcons at the Panther 46-yard line. Beautiful sunset tonight here. We do have a breeze, as we mentioned, blowing from left to right as you look at your screen tonight. So right now, the wind more or less at the backs of the Marsh Falcons. Backs in the eye again, single receivers left and right. Here is Schmidt under center, back to throw. Fakes the hand, a pressure coming. He's flushed out of the pocket, has to throw, and it's incomplete. Boy, I tell you what, Aiden Calderon, defensive tackle, flushed Schmidt out of the pocket in a hurry, and he had to throw that one. He was running for his life. It's incomplete, and now 3rd down and 11 for Husticon.
Well, the lookout block was called that time by the Husticon offensive line. Snapped the ball and then hollered, "Look out," because there was absolutely no blocking up front. He had 2 guys on top of him, and he was just very lucky to get rid of the football for no gain on the play. Big
play here for the Palmyra Eagle defense. It's 3rd down and 11 for Husticon from the Panther 46-yard line. 2 receivers to each side. Now they motion a man. That is Januszewski coming to the right side. High snap. Schmidt throws. It is Poplinski over on the far sideline, and that was mighty close to being picked off. And it's going to be 4th down for the Marsh Falcons from the 46 of Palmyra Eagle.
That's one of those situations where the D-back had seen that particular lineup.
Nolan Kopodlowski was out there.
What a great play. He had seen that on tape, and I guarantee you he read that play just perfectly.
Here's the punt from Zack Cale. End over end kick, backing up to the 10-yard line, and on the return to the 15-20, right sideline 25-30, and stepping out of bounds, that was Nolan Kopodlowski. So Kopodlowski makes a great play defensively and then returns the kick, returns that punt, I should say, and gives his team pretty good field position for their first offensive series of the night. Right at their own 35-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Panthers. They move right to left tonight. Beautiful evening, great crowd on hand here. As Tim Haldeman already mentioned, it's a gorgeous facility. Very nice facility here in Palmyra. And the Panthers, I should say, go to work with receivers 2 to the left, 1 to the right. And out of the shotgun is the quarterback Wild. Now they motion a man. Wild takes the snap, wants to throw, and it's
Watch for
caught.
pass.
And it's
Oh my.
Yep, it's a halfback option. And there's a pass, and it's caught. Kopodlowski's going to go in for the touchdown. 65 yards. They run the halfback option. Danny Hammond took the short pass from the quarterback Wild and then tossed it, and with 10:21 to go in the first quarter, it is now 6-0 in favor of the Panthers. Wow, that was pretty.
Well, that's one of those kind of plays that you can run in the spread offense with skilled athletes, Mike. You got to have skilled kids. It took 3 on that play. First of all, the quarterback had to get the snap, and then he had to sell the throw to the outside. It was a lateral. It was backwards. And then Kopodlowski, with the good arm, showed great arm strength, threw the ball down the field, and the end running his pattern, initially faked block, and then came out of that fake block, and he was wide open, and there was nobody catching.
Extra point was good, so it's 7-0 Palmyra Eagle. Back right after this break on DailyDodge.com.
A part of the community for over 30 years, Pivot Point Incorporated manufactures industrial fasteners for a multitude of unique applications. We are proud of our high-quality products and family-like work environment. To learn more about Pivot Point and our rewarding job opportunities, visit us on the web at pivotpins.com. That's pivotpins.com. Pivot Point is proud to support our Husticon Marsh Falcons.
And we welcome you back after the break, and here is Calderon's kick for the Panthers, and fielded at the 20. Cale to the 25-30, left sideline 35-40, and gets tripped up after crossing the 40-yard line. And he was brought down on the play by Alec Williams. They'll have it 1st and 10 at their own 44-yard line. But wow, one play, and Palmyra Eagle in front 7-0 on the old halfback option.
Well, we had enough lightning strikes the last couple of nights, Mike, but that was lightning striking on the first play from scrimmage.
Here is LeBlanc on the carry on 1st down. Barrels his way ahead to the 50-yard line for about a 5-yard pickup. Calderon was there defensively. So was Levi Musselman, a junior. Gain of 5 and actually gain of close to 6, I should say. So it'll be 2nd down and 4 from the midfield stripe. And on 2nd down and 4, out of the gun, Schmidt hands it off to Cale, coming around the left side, gets across the 50, diving towards the stick. This is going to be close.
He's I don't know. I think he's just short. I was going to say he was short, but then one referee sort of indicated that he was good, but no, he's going to be short. So we'll give him 3 on that one.
So that will set up a 3rd down and 1. On 3rd and 1, looks like there was some movement, but I don't see any flags out.
Well,
and Schmidt on the keeper
The center snapped the ball too soon.
Too soon, yeah, that's what it was. And
I don't know.
oh, this is this is awfully close. They
Holy
just barely.
moly.
So a quarterback keeper that time for Schmidt after the center had snapped the ball a little too soon, but it's a first down for the Marsh Falcons. So 1st and 10, Horicon, Hustisford on the Palmyra Eagle 45, 8:36 and counting left in the opening stanza, and right now it's 7-0 Panthers in front. If you're just joining us, it was a 65-yard touchdown play a moment ago to give the hosts the lead. All right, Schmidt out of the gun, 2 receivers to each side, and he'll take the snap. Does Schmidt back to throw? Now pressure causing him to run, pump fake, right side 50, breaks the tackle, then he kind of slipped and fell down near the line of scrimmage. So Schmidt that time looking to throw, but couldn't find anybody, and then got forced out of that pocket. And yeah, they mark it back at the 46. So it's 2nd and 11 now for Husticon from the Panthers' 46-yard line.
Schmidt showed some evasiveness on that carry right there. Boy, I'll tell you, a lesser man would have been sacked for a huge loss on that play.
I formation, single receiver, seat side, handoff this time, and on the carry, down to the 40-yard line. That was Damian Voigt, 6-foot senior, 165-pounder. And Voigt picks up about 6 on the play, so it's going to set up 3rd down and 5 with the ball just inside the 40 near the 39-yard line.
Folks at home could see on the video stream, I'm sure, one saving tackle as we had a hat and a hat out here on the near sideline. That one could have gone all the way, so they might go back to that play eventually.
Trips to the left. 3 receivers left, 1 to the right. Schmidt out of the gun has the snap, throwing. It is incomplete. He wanted to hit Damian Voigt, but the throw a little bit too tall for Voigt, and it's incomplete. Now it's 4th down and 5, and is this 4-down territory here? I mean, you got the wind at your back. If you punt here, it's not going to give you a whole lot.
Well, you got to credit the defensive line once again for the Panthers, who put the big-time rush on the quarterback and made him throw the ball much sooner than he had anticipated. But they're going to go for it here.
Yeah, they are.
I like this call. I like this call.
I like it too. I mean, especially with the wind at your back, and a punt's not going to do you much. Here we go, 4th and 5 for the Marsh Falcons on the Panthers' 40-yard line. Under center is Schmidt. Back to throw. Pressure coming.
Blitz.
Yep, he throws it, and it is almost intercepted. It was intended for Januszewski, and my goodness, Dylan Lurby had a chance to pick that one off and could not hang on, but the ball's going to go over on downs to Palmyra Eagle. They'll have it 1st and 10 at about their own 39-yard line. 7:18 to go in the opening quarter, and right now the Panthers lead the Marsh Falcons 7-0. Ooh, that was close. A couple times they've come close to picking off a pass.
I'll tell you what, Dylan Schmidt just needs another tick. He needs another tick back there.
He does.
Just to get his feet set. Give him just an extra tick. Man, I'll tell you, both of those plays could have gone for some big yardage.
Trips to the left, 1 receiver to the right. Now they motion a man, and that is Hammond going to the right side. Out of the gun, Wild fakes the handoff. Wild wants to throw, and it is incomplete.
Oh, boy. Got away with one there.
Yeah, he was trying to hit Hammond, and that was actually really pretty good coverage by Hunter Augustine, the senior.
Really pretty good coverage. I'd like to see that one in instant replay because he had his arms sort of wrapped around him. It looked to me like it was a little too soon, but hey, referees didn't call it, so it was a great play.
2nd and 10, Panthers from their own 39-yard line. Again, a couple receivers to the left, 1 wide to the right. And now Hammond motions right. Here's Wild out of the gun. Takes the snap. Quick throw. It is incomplete on the near sideline. That was intended for Kopidlowski. Dylan Keel and Caleb LeBlanc were the 2 men out there in coverage for the Marsh Falcons. And it's now 3rd and 10 for the Panthers. And if you're the Marsh Falcons here after getting stung by that big home run play the first time around, you'd love to get a 3 and out here, get the ball back, and especially with the way things started off. 7:09 left in the opening quarter. 3rd and 10 for Palmyra Eagle from their own 39-yard line. Hammond again in motion to the right. Wild takes the snap out of that pistol, and he's going to launch it right side. It is going to be caught at the 40-yard line of the Marsh Falcons by Hammond. That's a 21-yard pickup and a 1st and 10 for the Panthers, now in enemy territory at the 40-yard line. Boy, that's a heck of a grab, a leaping catch by Hammond.
It was a nice throw. Wild showed me that he's got a really strong right arm. He was actually backpedaling when he threw that football. He put a lot of air under it, which allowed the receiver to adapt to the football and make the nice catch.
On 1st and 10, Wild will hand it off. And a fumble, and it's recovered by the Marsh Falcons.
Whoa. A little extracurricular there. I don't think that young man saw that he had actually rolled on the ground.
Hunter Augustine recovers the fumble. Was that Schleter on the carry? I couldn't quite see if it was.
I'm sure it was.
But my goodness, Augustine, Johnny on the spot, recovers it right at the 40-yard line, and that's a huge break. First turnover of the game, and it's 1st and 10 for the Marsh Falcons from their own 39-yard line, we'll call it. 6:36 remaining in the first quarter.
I wish I could see an instant replay, Mike, and the fact that whoever made the initial contact really made a good hit. Got him right in the breadbasket and brought that football out, and he got it right in midair. And here we go.
Schmidt back to throw. Here comes pressure. Off his back foot, throws, and it is incomplete. He was looking for Blake Poplinski streaking down the left side of the field. But it's incomplete. 2nd and 10 coming up now for the Marsh Falcons back at their own 39. We're not quite halfway through this first period of play. 6.5 to go in favor of Palmyra Eagle. Mike Trantz and Tim Haldeman with you. Justin Wilski is our videographer and engineer here on site tonight. Thanks for tuning in to dailydodge.com. On 2nd and 10, Schmidt out of that gun with 3 receivers left, 2 to the right, empty backfield, and flags flying everywhere.
That was the second guy that moved. They didn't get the first guy.
No, they got the
we've got a really good vantage point up here, Mike.
We do. We're up pretty high.
We're actually 2 floors up, and the right guard flinched first, and they didn't call that one, but they gave him another count, and then the right tackle flinched. So they finally got it right.
So illegal procedure is the call. 5-yard penalty backs him up to the 34-yard line, where it'll be now a 2nd and 15 for Horicon Hustisford from their own 34. Let's see what they do this time. This time they're going to go with single receivers left and right. Backs will line up in the I formation. And Schmidt under center. Back to the pocket. Good protection. Throws. It is bobbled and dropped by Cale at the 40-yard line. And that was Dylan Lurvy in coverage.
After completing his first pass of the ball game, Dylan Schmidt now is 0 for 6 in his last 6 tosses. And Mike, I know it sounds like a broken record, but once again, even on that last play, he's got to get rid of the ball way sooner than he would like to. His receivers are not anticipating the ball that quickly.
3rd down and about 15. This time out of the gun, Schmidt has the snap. Pressure's coming, and he's in trouble, and he gets away from one tackler. Now throws off his back foot. It is going to be knocked down, incomplete. Almost intercepted again. It was intended for Januszewski. Looks like Kopodlowski was out there. Lurvy was out there. Kopodlowski had the best chance to intercept that one, and that is now 3 times in this game that the Panthers have come within an eyelash of a pick.
Do you remember, Earl, before we went on the air, I talked about that goose that was flying out there?
Yeah.
That's what that football looked like. That could have got shot out of the sky very easily.
Cale's going to have to punt. High snap. Cale leaps to get the ball. Gets the kick away with the wind at his back. And this one is going to take a Husticon bounce and out of bounds near the 25-yard line of Palmyra Eagle. And the clock is stopped with exactly 6 minutes to go first quarter. Our score here on dailydodge.com is 7-0 in favor of Palmyra Eagle. Tonight's game, our video stream sponsors are Pivot Point Incorporated of Hustisford and TBE Trailers. Tonight's game also brought to you by Hustisford State Bank, Reed Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, Kevin Carnine, your American Family Insurance Agent, Beaver Dam Community Hospital, Air Care, and Columbus Family Dental. Halfway through the opening quarter of play, 1st and 10 for Palmyra Eagle, and they've got the ball at their own 24. Out of the gun will be Wild. Takes the snap. He's going to throw right away near the 40, shy of. Dylan Cale was able to usher him out of bounds. His momentum was kind of taking him that way anyways. But that's a first down.
Mike, help me. Who caught that one?
And that was Hammond. And let's see, they're going to put this ball at the 30.
14-yard gain.
Yeah, 38. So we'll call it, 14 yards. Hey, we have lights in here. That's nice.
Yeah, I was to the point where I couldn't see her, Mike. Thank you, young lady, or whomever.
5:53 to go, first quarter. 1st and 10 now for the Panthers from their own 38. 2 receivers left, and they'll put 2 on the right. Out of the gun, Wild hands it off. Ball carrier right side. He's going to be dropped for a loss. Levi Musselman, Jr., on the carry. He's taken down for a loss of about a yard. Good pursuit that time. The Housticon defenders were not fooled by that one. 2nd and 11 coming up for the Panthers at their own 37. Well, we said that these teams throw a lot, and they're showing that, but occasionally they do run, and that's what they call a trick play.
Well, thus far, the defensive line play has been won by Palmyra Eagle. They're getting the pressure on the Hustisford quarterback, and it's not the same the other way around. You give Wild time to throw the ball tonight, Husticon's in trouble.
On 2nd and 11, Wild out of the gun, takes the snap back to throw. Good protection, throws across the middle, caught just inside the 50 by play. So Dylan Lurvy with the catch. He was wide open in the middle of the field, and they mark it at about the 43-yard line of Horicon Hustisford.
Well, that time Wild bought himself some additional time with his feet, and he still had plenty of time, and he just allowed his ends to create their own route, find an empty space out there behind the linebackers, and he had, like you said, Mike, easy pitch and catch.
1st and 10 now for the Panthers in enemy territory on the Marsh Falcon. They're going to call it the 44-yard line. They move the ball back a little bit. 2 receivers left and right. High snap, but out of the gun, Schmidt has it. Or Wild, then pitches. And this is Musselman left side inside the 40 and brought down near about the 37-yard line. Tackled on the play by Blake Poplinski, who plays safety on defense. Musselman picks up 6, almost 7 on that play. It'll be second. They're calling it 2nd and 4 with the ball now at the 37-yard line of Horicon Hustisford. 3:54 and counting left in the opening stanza. Again, our score right now, Palmyra Eagles 7, Horicon Hustisford nothing. And Wild's out of that gun again with 2 receivers to both sides. Musselman again in the backfield. And looking to throw Wild. It's caught, and that's Lurvy, and he just steps out of bounds on the near sideline at around the 30.
You got 6.
2, yep. They'll put it at the 32. It's a gain of 6. That moves the chain.
Brandon Wild for the Panthers was 0 for 2 in his first 2 since that time. 4 for 4 for 65 yards.
As good as he is, the only touchdown pass tonight was by Hammond. Hammond on the halfback option. Out of the gun, Wild on this first down play. Throwing. And it's going to be picked off in the end zone. It was intercepted by Dylan Cale. Well, that time, Wild didn't know his own strength as he overthrew the intended receiver by a good yard or 2, and Cale was back there to pick that one off in the end zone. And so they'll mark it at the 20-yard line. It's 1st and 10 for Horicon Hustisford. So that's That's a bummer if you're a Palmyra Eagle fan there. They had a great drive going, but hey, the Marsh Falcons will take it. And now 1st and 10, and they're on their own 20-yard line.
That was just a bad choice by the quarterback, Wild, that time, as he looked to his right the entire time, and the safety read him. The safety read him, and the safety was over there to double-team the receiver. You had one in front, you had one behind. That was an easy one.
On 1st and 10, they motion a man. Januszewski faking the handoff is Schmidt, throws left side and way overshot. There was nobody near that one. Blake Poplinski was out there on the left side, but that one was well overthrown, about 10 yards or so. So, 2nd down and remaining in the opening stanza here at Palmyra Eagle High School on this Friday night, the 4th week of the high school football season, and we're 4 for 4 as far as weather nights go, though it's great again.
Whoa.
And we've got a flag, multiple flags coming up.
As long as we got a brief moment here as they mark off that 5-yard walk-off versus the Hustisford
illegal
Marsh
procedure.
Falcons. Yep. Mike, do you recall, I believe it was last year, over in Horicon, when we brought to the folks at home Marquezan and Hustisford? Remember that game? Marquezan went up and down the field in the first quarter, didn't score, if I recall correctly. Got a lot of yards, couldn't score. Hustisford was backed up against their goal line the entire first quarter, and then I think they hit them with like 29 points unanswered thereafter.
2nd and 15, the catch is made on the near side by Cale, and he gets out to about the 25 before being upended there. I'll actually mark it around the 26, it looks like, which would be a gain of 11. Yep, and a 3rd and about 4, a little less than 5 coming up. Yeah, I remember that game while we were at Disher Park.
Yep.
In Horicon. And, yeah, you're right. The geese were flying low. We were in the flyway zone there, weren't we? And, yeah, boy, that was a coming out party for the Marsh Falcons. So they were impressive. After the slow start in that game, they were impressive. All right, it's now
timeout.
We have a timeout call? Yeah, you're right. So a timeout called by Hustisford, 2:31 remaining first quarter. It's 7-0 Palmyra Eagle in front. Let's take a break, and we're back right after this. You're watching the high school football game of the week on DailyDodge.com.
If you're in the market for a trailer, then get to TBE Trailers 5 miles north of Watertown, just off Highway 26 on Sawmill Road. The 2020 trailers are starting to arrive, and that means many 2019 models are priced to sell. You'll find TBE's everyday low pricing on tons of trailers, over 120 in stock. Now is the time to take advantage of tremendous year-end savings on dump trailers, enclosed trailers, equipment trailers, car haulers, utility and landscape trailers. TBE Trailers' everyday low pricing gives you peace of mind that you are getting a great deal every time. TBE provides great service after the sale. Trailers from great manufacturers like SureTrack, United, Formula, Bear Track, and Trophy. Trailers from TBE are built to last and get the job done. Check out TBE's great year-end deals. If you want to save big dollars on a trailer, then get to TBE Trailers. They also carry premium portable storage buildings. TBE Trailers, 5 miles north of Watertown off Highway 26 on Sawmill Road. On the web at tbetrailers.com.
Off the timeout, it's now 3rd down and 5 for Horicon. Hustisford from their own 25-yard line. 2 receivers left and right. Schmidt in that gun, and he has the snap. He's going to run to the left side. He's to the 25, and effort by Schmidt. Lowered the shoulder and lunged through a couple of defenders out to the 31-yard line. He needed 5. He picked up 6, and that keeps the drive going for the Marsh Falcons. That was impressive. That was just good power running there.
Well, good power running, but he had a bunch of white shirts in front of him.
Well, he did. He had some blocking, too. That's true.
That was a set-up play. There was no pass intended on that particular play whatsoever.
1st and 10, Marsh Falcons on their own 31. Schmidt under center this time, hands it off to the tailback. As the backs had lined up in the eye, that's LeBlanc, and or is it? Let's see. Nope, beg your pardon. That was Damian Voigt again on the carry that time. He's had a couple of touches. Musselman in on the stop for the Panthers with 1:47 and counting left in the first quarter of play. Glad you're tuned in tonight on DailyDodge.com. Justin, our engineer, tells us we have some folks tuned in tonight in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. We have some folks watching the broadcast tonight down in southern Illinois. And, did I hear this right? We have viewers in Romania tonight. That is fantastic, folks. Thanks for being with us. All right, and this is a quarterback keeper for Schmidt as he gets out to the 40-yard line. Picked up 6. And that is going to be...
That's a 6-yard gain, Mike, and it's,
set up a 3rd and 2.
Third and a short 2. But I'll tell you what, just the fact that Schmidt has ran a couple of balls here for, roughly 11 or 12 yards, it's going to help.
This time breaks one tackle across the 40, then gets upended. But he got the first down. He got enough to get the first down. Needed 2, got about 3 on the play as they'll mark it out at the... Where they put it? Oh, they put it at the 44-yard line.
That's
so
a gain of 6.
That's more than 3 then, as they changed the marking from what I initially saw. So pretty good run that time on that play for Voigt, and a fresh set of downs for the Marsh Falcons with half a minute to play first quarter. And right now the Marsh Falcons trailing the Panthers 7-0. Schmidt out of the gun, hands it off, and diving across the 45 to about the 46 was LeBlanc. Musselman grabbing on to bring him down. And all of a sudden, we're seeing running plays here from the Marsh Falcons, and they're being moderately successful with those running plays. That's probably going to be the last play of the period as we're down to 5 seconds, and you see both teams heading towards the sideline. So at the end of 1 quarter of play, our score is Palmyra Eagles 7 and Horicon Hustisford 0. Stay with us. The second quarter comes up next here on DailyDodge.com.
At Reed Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Beaver Dam, we are a second-generation family-owned business that has been in the Beaver Dam community for over 25 years. Our goal is to make the process of buying a vehicle fun again. No pressure, no hassle, just quality customer service from our friendly and experienced sales staff. So give us an opportunity the next time you're in the market for a new or pre-owned vehicle. The worst that can happen is we shake hands and part as friends, and if you catch us on the right day, you can enjoy one of Mom's amazing homemade cookies. Let our family take care of your family at Reed Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Beaver Dam.
Sports injuries, nagging aches and pains. It's frustrating when your mobility is limited, preventing you from enjoying an active life. Beaver Dam Community Hospital's Institute for Movement and Orthopedics utilizes the latest surgical solutions to help you live pain-free. Their team of experts, from orthopedic surgeons to physical therapists, are in one location, collaborating to customize a plan that reclaims your quality of life. Learn how they can seamlessly maximize your mobility. Visit bdch.com/IMO.
Well, the second quarter set to get underway here at Palmyra Eagle High School. Mike Tronson, Tim Haldeman. And in the second quarter tonight, as you see on the screen, it'll be the Marsh Falcons going right to left. And as we start the second period, Marsh Falcons with a second down and about 8 from their own 46-yard line. Schmidt takes the high snap, running to the right side, being chased. Breaks one tackle, lunges towards the midfield stripe, gets out to about the 49 before he is brought down on the play by Levi Musselman. Musselman's been very active tonight. A lot of tackles thus far for him early on. And, yeah, they mark it at the 49-yard line.
We're going to give him a gain of 3 on that play, Mike. And, there's been some adjustments made, you can tell.
Yep.
In the fact that Husticon is relying on the run, and they're asking Dylan Schmidt to run from his quarterback position, which is something he wouldn't ordinarily do. But, it might pay dividends here in a short time.
Taking the handoff this time, little play action. And Schmidt wants to throw right sideline. Caught! And that's Cale. And he's forced out of bounds just shy of the 40-yard line. And he was forced out by Lurvy. Enough for the first down, though. The chain gang a little slow to get.
They haven't even spotted the
well,
ball
yeah,
yet.
the officials
boys.
were a behind on that one as well. They're marking it at the 41-yard line.
We're going to give them 11.
So, yep, I would say that's correct.
Otherwise, I wouldn't do it, Mike.
1st and 10.
Cale with
Marsh
another
Falcons
10.
now on the 41-yard line of Palmyra Eagle. Handoff to Voigt straight ahead, and well, he tried to go up the heart of that defense right up the middle, and there wasn't much happening. He got about a yard. They'll mark it at the 40, so give him a yard. 2nd and 9 after the 1-yard run by Voigt.
By the way, Mike, at the end of the first quarter, I just quickly tallied Husticon with 21 plays in the first quarter. Well, extrapolate that one out for 4 quarters. You get 84 plays. You know how many plays they run in an NFL game? Between 55 and 60 normally, somewhere in that vicinity.
This is not the NFL. On 2nd and 9, Schmidt under center, fakes the handoff, and pressure's coming. He's going to step up and run with it. He has no choice, and he gets hit from behind, but he's able to turn what could have been a disaster into something as he gets down to about the 36, maybe the 35. We'll see where they mark it, but boy, he was under immense pressure, and he was able to step up, start running with that. I think broke a tackle or two along the way, and they'll mark it at the 30, just shy of the 35. So it's going to be 3rd down and a short 5.
Well, he got 4 pretty much on his own with some quick feet and some high stepping to elude some would-be tacklers. And, you get 3 or 4 plays every down, you're going to get yourself a 4-down first.
The throw pressure coming. He gets rid of it and wide open across the middle. Caught. That's Voigt. He's to the 20. Right sideline 15, 10, 5. Into the end zone. Touchdown Marsh Falcons. 35-yard pass play from Schmidt to Voigt, who was wide open. And just like that, we are within an extra point of being tied.
Well, we talked about the situation in where the Husticon Marsh Falcons were able to run the ball. Well, what they've done now is they've slowed the linemen down. They've slowed them down because they have to respect the run, and that's giving Dylan Schmidt a more opportunity to pick out his receivers, and he had Voigt absolutely wide open. He had one blocker down there for him to take care of the one guy on the white helmet, and it was pretty easy from there on.
Nate Spurl to attempt the extra point. The kick is up, plenty of leg, it's good. Ooh. We are tied at 7 with 9:38 to go, second quarter. Let's take a break. We're back after this on DailyDodge.com.
Look around. This book, this meal, this lamp, this world is made of dreams. So when people say American Family Insurance protects things, we shake our head no. Because we protect this, and everyone's dream is worth protecting. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. American Family Insurance.
Yes, I'm a dreamer.
Contact Kevin Carnine Agency LLC at 920-887-9700 in Beaver Dam today.
American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
We got a good one.
As Tim Haldeman just told me off air, we've got a good one. 7-7 our score. 9:38 left in the opening half. And here's the ensuing kickoff, and back to the 6-yard line. Ahead to the 10, 15, 20. Breaking tackles 25. This is Musselman out across the 30, 35-yard line, and finally brought down around the 37. So that's about a 31-yard return for Musselman. We're knotted up at 7 apiece, folks.
Tell you something you might want to just stick in your back pocket, Mike, was that extra point try by Husticon. That thing would have been good from 45
and
yards.
That was into the wind, too.
To tell you, that kick was really tattooed. I told Mike off the air, I said that would have been good from Rome.
Which Rome are you talking about?
We're not talking Italy either, by the way. We had to come through Rome on the way coming down here, folks.
That's Rome, Wisconsin.
Yeah. You haven't lived till you've been to Rome. Something was leaning there, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
It was that pizza joint we drove by there, yep. Anyways, on first down for the Panthers, Wild being flushed out of the pocket, throwing on the run. It is caught by Hammond, breaks a tackle, right sideline 50, breaks another tackle, 45, cut back 40, 35, breaks another tackle, and finally is brought down around the 32-yard line. He broke at least 3 tackles. Danny Hammond. That was impressive. And if you're Palmyra Eagle and you want to answer that touchdown from a moment ago, I guess that's a good way to get a drive started on that play.
Well, Wild showed his escapability in the backfield as he bought some time, eluding some defensive linemen, got out here to the right side and was able to pick out the receiver Hammond, who was one-on-one with his defender, and once that catch was made, he really looked like a scat back out there.
1st and 10 Panthers on the Marsh Falcon 32-yard line, back to throw. Wild tossing it left side. It's caught again inside the 25 at about the 23. And once again, that's Hammond. He was brought down on the play by, I think that was Cale out there that was in coverage. It was. But another nice gain of about 8 yards.
Mike, something you might want to take note of, you folks at home, and that's Wild in the fact how he throws the ball. It's such a catchable ball. He doesn't throw it, it's not 100 miles an hour, in baseball terms.
It's a nice touch.
It's just a nice 85, 88 mile an hour that you can really catch and look in. Oops, we got a penalty here from the near sideline. Somebody lined up offside. Which team was it? He's pointing. He's still pointing. Offside, Hustisford.
So 5-yard penalty on the defense this time. And that results in a first down because it was going to be 2nd and 3. Now it'll be 1st and 10 for the Panthers. We are knotted at 7 apiece until intermission. We told you this was going to be a dandy. So far, it's lived up to the billing. And it's now 1st and 10 for the Panthers on the Marsh Falcon 18-yard line after that 5-yard offside penalty. Wild out of the gun, has the snap on first down. Looking to throw and tosses it off on the right side to Lurvy. Yeah, and you're right, Tim. Very fine tackle by that Swiss Army knife we were talking about earlier, Zack Cale. And
loss of 1 on the play.
That's a fine play by Cale. And it'll be 2nd, and they didn't even move the ball marker, so we'll call it 2nd and 10, but no gain or loss on that play. 2nd and 10 Panthers from the 18 of Horicon, Hustisford. And Wild being flushed out of the pocket, rolling to the right, throws, caught and stepping out of bounds, Hammond. Well, you've seen him do that a couple of times. Boy, he tiptoes the sideline pretty well, and he was able to make that catch in tiptoe out of bounds. Picks up a couple of yards. It'll be a gain of 3 thereabouts, so we'll call it 3rd and 7 from the 16-yard line. And the clock right now stopped with 7:05 remaining, second period. We are knotted at 7 apiece.
Brandon Wild at the quarterback position for the Panthers. I got him 8 for 11 for 110 yards, and thus far his favorite target, Hammond, with 5 grabs for 80.
Wild barking out the signals, takes it and hands it off. And the ball carrier, that is Schleter, went straight up the gut. Schleter.
That's his first carry of the game.
Yeah, and right.
Got 4.
Yep. So it's 4th and 4. The ball now around the 13-yard line. This is 4-down territory. Obviously, if you're the Marsh Falcons, boy, you'd love a stop here, get the ball back on downs as we approach the halfway point of this second period. And that's what I'm wondering here. Nope, maybe not.
Well, no huddle offense for Palmyra Eagle really comes into play.
Panthers with a 4th and 4 on the Hustisford 13. And here comes Wild. Flag on the play. He throws. It is broken up, incomplete. We do have a flag on the play on the far side of the field. The pass was intended for Ryan Carpenter. That'll be declined. Yep, so the penalty was illegal procedure, which the Marsh Falcons declined. The ball goes over on downs to Hustisford. 6:15 remaining until halftime. 7-7 is our score between Horicon, Hustisford, and Palmyra Eagle. So the Marsh Falcons take over fairly deep in their own territory. 1st and 10 on their own 13. They're going to be going into the wind on this drive, and they'll put 3 receivers to the right. 1 goes to the left. Schmidt in the backfield in that gun, but there's nobody else back there. Empty backfield. Schmidt takes the snap, breaks a tackle, 25, and dives out to the 30-yard line. What a run by Schmidt. Broke a couple of tackles, sidestepped at least one defender, and he's going to pick up 18 yards out to the 31. That was impressive.
Well, the formation that they lined up in, Mike, you mentioned, trips to the right. Well, they had a wingback also on the right side. He went in motion to the right. Well, now all the defense is going like, okay, everything's going to be to our left. What happens? He fakes right. He comes back left, right up the middle. The big boys up in front did the job. He broke a couple tackles. Nice run.
This time trips to the left. And, yep, same thing, but this time they're not fooled by it. Yep, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on. Yep, I know that. They tried it a second time, and well, if they until they show they can stop it, I guess you try it. No gain or loss on that play. Ball still at the 31-yard line of Hustisford, and the Marsh Falcons will have a 2nd down and 10. Clock ticking away, 5:22 and counting left in this second period of play. And again, trips to the left with a single receiver to the right. Now they're going to put 4 receivers on the right side. They do throw it. It's incomplete, as it was a low throw. Cale tried to make a basket catch, could not. And it's 3rd and 10.
I haven't heard basket catch since Willie Mays back in the day. You don't even remember Willie Mays, do you?
I have his autograph on a baseball.
Oh.
It's one of my most prized possessions.
Seriously. I have a Ferguson Jenkins.
It's in my office, in the house.
Wow.
It's in a nice holder. Yep.
Did I tell you what
I love that thing.
Okay, I got to tell you what I won the other day.
Back to throw Schmidt. Rolling to the right, being chased, throws on the run, caught, and then out of bounds goes Cale. He got the 1st down. So Zack Cale makes the reception and stepped out of bounds before getting hit, and they'll mark this up at the 44-yard line.
14-yard gain on the play. Cale, favorite receiver for Dylan Schmidt. He's got 4 grabs for 54 yards. And Dylan Schmidt is 5 for 14 for a total of 89.
And on 1st down, they'll hand it off, and straight ahead running for Voigt. Voigt picks up 1 to the 45. It'll be 2nd and 9. Well, you know what? It's about making adjustments, Tim, and we've seen Hustisford do that here offensively in this game. And I was talking with head coach Shannon Miller about that during our weekly chat this week, and I'll mention more about that here. On 2nd and 9, handoff again, and boy, not much happening there. Good swarming defense as Voigt might have lost a yard. It'll be 3rd and 10. But, he said the loss in week 1 to Palmyra was actually kind of a blessing in disguise, because he said it forced us to make some adjustments, to put some guys at dividends the last couple of weeks, because now they've won their last 2, and here, after a slow start offensively, they're moving the football.
You can say that kind of stuff after a loss, but it would be a whole lot easier had they won.
Well, yes, that's true. I get that part of it. All right, on 3rd down and 10. Look out, Schmidt being chased and throws, and it's caught by Cale, and he avoids the defender and gets the 1st down. At least I think he did.
He got it.
He was right at the stick.
Ooh. Wow.
Wait a minute here.
Oh,
that does not look like a very good spot at all, Tim.
Wow.
Oh, boy, I disagree with this.
Oh, my goodness.
They're calling it 4th down, and now, again, we don't have the benefit of replay, and it was way across the field from us, but I tell you what, folks, I disagree with the spot. I think that should have been a 1st down, because he made the catch, and he kind of sidestepped that drive marker, that ball marker. Wow, they're going to go for it on 4th and less than a yard, but I'm shocked that wasn't a 1st down. But ball backs in the eye, I should say. Schmidt dives, and boy, this is going to be close. It's going to depend on the spot. Schmidt on the keeper just dove forward, and it depends on the spot. And from where they're at right now, I think, oh boy.
Oh, man.
This is so
man.
tough. I don't know if they're going to bring in the chains here. They may have to.
Justin, what do you think? Get out your micrometer on this one. This one
this is close.
Within an eyelash either way.
It's tough to say. They're going to have to bring in the chains and measure with 3:38 remaining until halftime. Our score, 7. And if you're just joining us, we've had one scoring play in each quarter. Palmyra Eagles scoring early in the game on their first offensive play from scrimmage. And then in the second quarter,
it's short.
The Marsh Falcons tying things up, but a little bit short. And you know what? I just that's a shame, because that should have been a first down 2 plays ago for the at least from our look. Right.
Now, we're a long ways from the sideline to the other side, and the referee's standing right there. So, hey, we're going to give him the benefit of the doubt on that.
That's true. I mean, we know those guys. We know those guys have a tough job out there.
I know how much he's getting paid, so he's doing the absolute best he possibly can. There's no group of people on the face of this earth, Mike, that want to get it any more right than the referees. You heard that from a referee.
From a referee. 3:38 to go in the opening half, and it's going to be 1st and 10 for Palmyra Eagle on their own 46 as the Marsh Falcons turn it over on downs. Hammond in motion to the right. Wilder to the gun. The toss goes to Musselman. 45, 50, 45, 40, and oh my God, he got tripped up, I should say, by I think that was Cale that saved more damage from happening there. They're going to mark it at the 40-yard line, so it's a gain of 14. 14. That's right, he was at the 46, right? Yep. So 14. Well, Cale credited him with tripping up the ball carrier from getting even more. 15 to go in the half. Clock is running. 2 receivers left, 2 receivers right. And now Hammond in motion a little bit. The toss again goes to Musselman. Left side this time. He just slipped on the turf. And as soon as he's down, the play is over. And I don't think he gained or lost anything. Yep, right at the line of scrimmage, so it's no gain or loss. And it's 2nd and 10. 2:49 to go in the half. One of the most gorgeous sunsets tonight you will ever see here at Palmyra Eagle. It's down now, though. Lights are on, and we play into the night on 2nd and 10. Wild, quick throw. It is knocked down, incomplete. He wanted to hit. Kopidlowski and Lurvy were both out there. I believe Kopidlowski, number 13, was who he was looking for. But that one falls to the carpet, incomplete, and it'll set up 3rd down and 10.
I have a hard time believing that the receivers ran their proper routes. You just don't want 2 people in the same given area like that. As you mentioned, both of them right there in gray or purple or whatever they are.
Trips to the right, single receiver to the left. Wild out of that familiar gun on 3rd and 10 for the Panthers from the Marsh Falcon 40. Handoff, straight ahead running, and that is Musselman. And he got by Darius Minima. Nice play defensively. Picked up 5, and it's 4th and 5, and again, this is 4-down territory as we approach the 2-minute mark in counting of the second quarter. 7-7, we're knotted up. Palmyra Eagle unbeaten coming into this one at 3-0. And Horicon Hustisford 2-1 through the first couple weeks. But yet we have a timeout called on the field by the Panthers of Palmyra Eagle. Minute 53 left in the half. Well, if you're in the market for a trailer, then get to TBE Trailers, 5 miles north of Watertown, just off Highway 26 on Sawmill Road. The 2020 trailers are starting to arrive, and that means many 2019 models are priced to sell. You'll find TBE's everyday low pricing on tons of trailers, over 120 in stock. Now's the time to take advantage of tremendous year-end savings on dump trailers, enclosed trailers, equipment trailers, car haulers, utility and landscape trailers. TBE Trailers' everyday low pricing gives you peace of mind that you're getting a great deal every time. TBE provides great service after the sale, too. Trailers from great manufacturers. Trailers from TBE are built to last, and they get the job done. Check out TBE's great year-end deals. If you want to save big dollars on a trailer, then get to TBE Trailers. 5 miles north of Watertown off Highway 26 on Sawmill Road.
You know, Mike, that's not the first time today that I heard that advertisement. You did that extremely well, but I'll tell you,
I can't hold a candle to him.
Nobody does it like
Nobody can hold a candle to that Hall of Fame.
Man, I got to tell you, Mike and I met at 5:15 in Johnson's Creek, and we were I was grooving going down the interstate listening to Uncle Bill do the polkas tonight.
On 4th and 5 for the Panthers from the 35 of Hustisford. Here we go. Wild out of the gun. Has the snap. Being chased from the blind side. Throws, and it is going to be incomplete. He was trying to hit Hammond, who had a little room out there, but a great defensive play by Zack Cale to break that up, and it's going to be over on downs to the Marsh Falcons with 1:47 remaining in the half. Wow, that was close.
Wild rolling to his right and running quickly, I think probably forced the ball to be thrown just a little bit underthrown because the defender was able to make an adjustment on it. He was beaten. Let's face it, he was beaten initially. But yes, but he was able to make that adjustment, came back, made the nice play.
On 1st and 10 for the Marsh Falcons from their own 35. Schmidt out of the gun has the snap, and he throws. It is caught by Cale near the 40, and he gets pushed back after getting to the 40-yard line. So forward progress should give him a gain of about 5. And it'll set up 2nd down and 5 with 1.5 minutes remaining until the break. Right now it's the Marsh Falcons with the football going into the wind, 2nd and about 5, a short 5 from the 40. Schmidt wants to throw again, and now he's going to run with it. He couldn't find anybody and gets back to the line of scrimmage and gets taken down there. It looked like he wanted to throw initially, but then he just tucked it under and got back to the line of scrimmage.
The last thing you want right now is to throw a pick in your own territory with a minute remaining in the first half to give the Panthers an opportunity to score here just prior to half. That would be a good recipe to lose a football game.
Clock running, 40 seconds and counting left, 2nd quarter. 3rd down and 5 for the Marsh Falcons from their own 40. And the throw is going to be incomplete.
Well, Dylan Schmidt did everything he could there. He had a long drop. It was a 7-step drop, and then he even had to go back from that a little bit. And he threw the ball way out here near the near sideline. He probably threw the ball some 35 yards in the air, but overlaid his receiver. Much better to do that with 31 ticks left in the first half than underlay it and allow the defensive back the opportunity to make a pick.
On 4th and 4, it's a punting situation for the Marsh Falcons. Cale will kick it away. High floater. Nobody was back deep.
Why don't you get the ball?
Yeah, but Horicon, Hustisford, it took a Panther bounce, and it's like, you better down that before that. But only 22 seconds remaining until intermission.
Well, we know this is a quick strike club. I'll tell you what.
That's true.
Whew, man, they got some players on this club, and Wild can throw it, and we know that the halfback option always an option with what's his name?
Kopodlowski?
Kopodlowski, thank you. Can't even read my own writing here.
Yeah, Hammond to Kopodlowski was the scoring play.
Yep. Nope, the other way around. Screen.
We'll screen across the middle, and this is Schleter, I believe. Gets out to the midfield stripe.
10.
Gets taken down there. 10-yard gain, Schleter.
Timeout.
And timeout, and I think I said a moment ago that I thought they had 2 remaining, but now I'm wondering if this might be their last here. We'll find out. But 10 seconds remaining, and we'll keep it here in a 7-7 ball game. Hey, next week we're doing this all over again. But next week,
surprise,
we go up north. We go to Marquezan. Tim Haldeman, as the Marquezan Hornets will host Parkview Albany.
That's a long trip.
For Parkview.
Whew,
yeah,
brother.
for Parkview it is, absolutely.
My goodness, I mean to tell you.
Yeah, that
is the furthest south team in the conference.
Unless
you want to count Williams Bay, which I don't think is even in the same.
No, not in the, yes.
But I've worked in both of those schools, and Parkview is, 20 minutes, 15 to 20 minutes west of Janesville, just above the state line. And then draw a line straight north to Marquezan through about, 35 or 40 different communities that you got to go through to get there?
They'll get there.
Oh, wow. That's a long trip.
We stay in the Trailways Large next week as Parkview Albany visits Marquezan. We're right back here video streaming live on dailydodge.com with our pregame coverage at 6:45 and the kickoff at 7. Hope you'll join us next week, Friday night, September 20th. And one thing we know about Marquezan, some of the best hot dogs in the state of Wisconsin at their football concession stand. You knew it, right?
Yeah, we should.
Knew it.
I'll have to send an email to John Dunleavy up there and tell him to hold us a couple.
On 1st and 10, quick toss.
Oh, there's a hold.
Yep, and there's a flag coming out, and Hammond running to the 40 and gets inside the 40 and out of bounds, but a flag came down. For a moment, that looked like the halfback option again. Looked like they wanted to do that almost, but.
And only 2 seconds went off the clock?
Yeah, something's not right there.
Come on, boys.
No, it's got to be, that can't be right.
Come on, boys. I mean, 2 seconds?
Yeah, the penalty was on the Panthers.
Well, I understand that, but 2 seconds?
Yeah, that's not right.
Not right. The quarterback got the snap, threw it out to the left, and he ran out of bounds. It took a lot more than 2 seconds.
Yeah, it took more than 2 seconds, but I'm surprised that they asked them to reset the clock. So there's still 8 seconds on there. It's now 1st and 18 for the Panthers back at their own 42-yard line.
Well, what's going on? That's the end of the half.
Okay, yeah, they're not even
going to run it off.
They're going to run it off.
Yep.
Well, that was kind of an unceremonious end to a pretty entertaining first half of play. 2 quarters in the books here at Palmyra Eagle High School. And at the break on our high school football game of the week, our score is Palmyra Eagles 7, Horicon Hustisford 7. Stay with us as the halftime report comes up right after this on dailydodge.com.
Hi, this is Dr. Adam Forster at Columbus Family Dental. If you've been unhappy with your smile, it's time that you come and see us. Our team of doctors are waiting to help you get your smile back. We'll take the time to talk with you and treat you like a member of our family, not just another number. Whether it's a whole mouth makeover or simply a little tweak, we'll find the right solution that fits you. For your free, no-pressure consultation, call us today at 623-5559.
Air Care in Beaver Dam has been trusted by customers for over 37 years. This is Chad Guzzi, owner of Air Care, and we want to keep you happy and comfortable. From our courteous office staff to the honest and dependable technician in your home, our reliable team is working hard to provide heating and cooling solutions for you. We proudly serve the entire Dodge County area and beyond. Let us create the comfort in your home that you deserve. Call us today at 920-356-8860.
Sports injuries, nagging aches and pains. It's frustrating when your mobility is limited, preventing you from enjoying an active life. Beaver Dam Community Hospital's Institute for Movement and Orthopedics utilizes the latest surgical solutions to help you live pain-free. Their team of experts, from orthopedic surgeons to physical therapists, are in one location, collaborating to customize a plan that reclaims your quality of life. Learn how they can seamlessly maximize your mobility. Visit bdch.com/IMO.
Look around. This book, this meal, this lamp, this world is made of dreams. So when people say American Family Insurance protects things, we shake our head no. Because we protect this, and everyone's dream is worth protecting. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. American Family Insurance.
Yes, I'm a dreamer.
Contact the Kevin Carnine Agency, LLC at 920-887-9700 in Beaver Dam today.
American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
At Reed Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Beaver Dam, we are a second-generation family-owned business that has been in the Beaver Dam community for over 25 years. Our goal is to make the process of buying a vehicle fun again. No pressure, no hassle, just quality customer service from our friendly and experienced sales staff. So give us an opportunity the next time you're in the market for a new or pre-owned vehicle. The worst that can happen is we shake hands and part as friends, and if you catch us on the right day, you can enjoy one of Mom's amazing homemade cookies. Let our family take care of your family at Reed Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Beaver Dam.
If you're in the market for a trailer, then get to TBE Trailers 5 miles north of Watertown, just off Highway 26 on Sawmill Road. The 2020 trailers are starting to arrive, and that means many 2019 models are priced to sell. You'll find TBE's everyday low pricing on tons of trailers, over 120 in stock. Now is the time to take advantage of tremendous year-end savings on dump trailers, enclosed trailers, equipment trailers, car haulers, utility and landscape trailers. TBE Trailers' everyday low pricing gives you peace of mind that you are getting a great deal every time. TBE provides great service after the sale. Trailers from great manufacturers like SureTrack, United, Formula, BearTrack, and Trophy. Trailers from TBE are built to last and get the job done. Check out TBE's great year-end deals. If you want to save big dollars on a trailer, then get to TBE Trailers. They also carry premium portable storage buildings. TBE Trailers, 5 miles north of Watertown off Highway 26 on Sawmill Road. On the web at tbetrailers.com.
A part of the community for over 30 years, Pivot Point Incorporated manufactures industrial fasteners for a multitude of unique applications. We are proud of our high-quality products and family-like work environment. To learn more about Pivot Point and our rewarding job opportunities, visit us on the web at pivotpins.com. That's pivotpins.com. Pivot Point is proud to support our Husticon Marsh Falcons.
Our high school football game of the week on dailydodge.com. We have reached halftime of this Trailways Large Tilt, and at the break we've decided nothing, as it's Horicon Hustisford 7 and Palmyra Eagle 7. Along with our engineer and videographer Justin Wilski, Mike Tronson and Tim Haldeman with you from the press box on this beautiful Friday evening, week 4 of the football season. And other than the unceremonious end to that first half, Tim Haldeman, where the final seconds ticked away, it was a very, very fun couple of quarters of football to watch.
Yeah, it was. And, boy, I'll tell you, it all started out with a blaze as Palmyra Eagle, their first play from scrimmage after holding Husticon on their first drive, halfback option. And let's see, the young man by the name of Kapadlowski hit Hammond on a 65-yard reception. Am I correct? Did I do that right? Kapadlowski is the one that threw it. Am I correct?
No, Hammond
the other way around.
The other way around.
Hammond threw it to Kapadlowski. All right, one way or the other. But anyway, that was the first play from scrimmage, and the extra point, 7-zip. And I'll tell you what, though, Husticon really made some nice adjustments, I thought, in that first half. Credit the coaching staff. They made Wild, they made him uncomfortable in the pocket in the second quarter versus the first quarter, I thought. And that was very, very important to the outcome of the first as well. for the Hustisford Marsh Falcons. Dylan Schmidt, 7 for 17 through the air for 109 yards. 19 carries on the ground for 86 for a net total offensively for the Marsh Falcons, 195 yards. The favorite target for Dylan Schmidt, of course, was Zack Cale, which we sort of anticipated coming in. 6 catches for 74 yards. And let's see here, Voigt with the big touchdown catch of 35 yards. Very balanced attack for the Marsh Falcons tonight. 109 through the air, 86 on the ground thus far in this first half. On the other side of the ledger, the Palmyra Eagle Panthers were led, of course, by quarterback Brandon Wild. Offensively through the air, they were 10 for 15 for 185 yards. I mentioned the initial scoring pass by Hammond, which was 65 of that 185 yards. 6 carries on the ground for the Panthers for a total of 30. Leading the way was Musselman, who showed some real quickness, Mike. He's something you're going to have to be careful of in the second half. He had 5 carries for 26 yards. So 215 net yards versus 195. And that's pretty much why we are tied here at halftime. I mean, we've got ourselves a really good, hard-hitting Division 5, roughly, large Trailways Conference football game that both clubs should be proud of their effort. And one will be very happy at the outcome, and one will not. That's just the way it works in high school sports, Mike.
Well, to recap the scoring plays, there were only 2 of them in that first half, but we've alluded to them. And the Panthers getting on the board first. They got on the board a minute and 39 seconds into the contest on that halfback option play that we've talked about. It was a 65-yard pass from Danny Hammond to Nolan Kopodlowski. Extra point was tacked on to make it 7-0 Palmyra Eagle. That was our only scoring play in the first quarter. And then in the second period, we were not quite 2.5 minutes in when Horicon Hustisford's Dylan Schmidt tossed a 35-yard touchdown pass to Damian Voigt. Extra point tacked on by Spurl, and that tied the game at 7, and that was the only scoring play in the second period. So here we are, knotted at 7 apiece at intermission tonight. And Tim, you were talking about adjustments, and I was just thinking as you were talking about that, you look at the first half of this game, from the first quarter to the second quarter, and Horicon Hustisford doing a great job, as we said, making some adjustments. You remember last year in the Marquezan game at Disher Park, things started slow. They made some adjustments, ran away with the game. We talked about the fact that, after that week 1 loss this season to Palmyra, they made adjustments. They changed some of the guys, moved them to different spots on the line. If nothing else, Shannon Miller and his staff, I think, do a phenomenal job making, whether it's football, basketball, whatever. You can't always just stand pat. You have to make adjustments, and I think that's something this coaching staff does very, very well.
Well, I'm not going to argue, Mike, and I think it just goes to show that these guys, they just don't come out here and coach for 3 hours on a Friday night.
No, they don't. No.
These guys have no home life. No, I'm dead serious,
yeah,
folks.
from early August to late November,
laugh,
they don't.
You laugh. And a lot of people laugh, but no, I'll tell you what, I know an awful lot of high school football coaches. These guys have zero home life for about
a couple of months,
10, 11 weeks in the fall.
Yep. Oh, absolutely.
Zero. I mean, it's just it's nonstop football. They spend time in the locker room watching tape over and over and over, and discussing things with their assistant coaches over and over and over, and that's just the way it is, because it's no different in coaching than it is with the players. If the players don't spend the summer in the weight room, guess what? The other team is, and you just lost out.
Yeah, you can win or lose a game in May and June and
absolutely.
July.
Yeah, absolutely, without a doubt. And when you get as the coach, when you get your kids to buy in with your system, And it's real easy to buy in once you have a coach that everybody believes in and he's been there for a period of time. And then all of a sudden, like last year, you started to win. All of a sudden, they won that ball game at Palmyra, which you and I did. And all of a sudden, the kids learned how to win. And winning's fun. At this level, winning's an awful lot of fun. There are so many life lessons to be learned in the game of football. And I've said this many, many times, Mike. I didn't play high school football because I was puny. I just wasn't made to play football. But I'll tell you what, there's a reason why I've spent 45 years at the camp in Madison watching Badger football. I dearly enjoy watching football. I enjoy the life lessons that are learned by the players, not just at the high school level, not just at the college level. They just introduced a bunch of 3rd and 4th graders out here at Palmyra who, were busting their buttons running out from the goalpost out to midfield. Those kids were the proudest bunch of kids in what county we in here? Are we still in Jefferson County? I think we are. Probably pretty close. Mo, I tell you that's just a fun thing for those kids to do, and hopefully someday they're going to be out here participating in high school athletics and learning all the things that will make them better adults on down the road. So that's why we do this thing called high school sports.
Well, we can talk about the nice job that Shannon Miller and his staff are doing, and how about Kevin Wild and his staff here at Palmyra Eagle. This is, I believe, his 3rd year as head coach here. They were, in 2015 and 2016, the Panthers went 1-8 both of those years. Then Kevin Wild 6-4, made the playoffs. This year they've started 3-0, and now they're in a dogfight with one of the other top teams in the conference in Horicon, Hustisford. So Kevin Wild's done a pretty nice job here the last couple of years with this program. He's a Palmyra Eagle graduate, class of '84, and I know you had nice things to say about his dad.
Oh, yes. Yeah, his dad, oh, golly, I'm going to guess at the year of his graduation, he comes from my hometown, which is South Wayne, Wisconsin, which is now Blackhawk High School, which is a consolidation of South Wayne and Gratiot high schools back in 1967. Yeah, I've been around that long, folks. That was 1967.
The summer of love, 67.
And Dwayne Wild graduated, I'm going to say in about 1964, roughly speaking, 64, maybe 65, because I was just a little fella watching him play 8-man football at my alma mater back then. And now we've sort of gone full circle. How many teams are playing 8-man football now?
Well,
there's
a few more
more
now.
and more and more all the time.
Yeah, there's more.
And to be very honest, my alma mater, Blackhawk High School, which is, by the way, is playing Waterloo tonight in South Wayne. And by the way, Blackhawks up 21-0 in the second quarter. I just got a little tip from my wife here just moments ago. And tell you what, they got a program going down there. They were state champs last year in 11-man football, about going 8-man football. But rather than do that, they co-opt with a team in Illinois just across the border, because Blackhawk is only about 5 miles north of the border. So they teamed up with Warren, Illinois, and they're playing in the state of Wisconsin. So they're still playing 8-man football, and they've got a really, really good team once again. So they've got a coach's kid that's just a freshman. Oh, he's a phenom. Just wait. Oh, he's really something from what I've been told. So it's going to be interesting to watch that program over the next 4 years. But, yeah, Dwayne Wild played baseball, basketball, football, and baseball, or the whole shebang down there in South Wayne, Wisconsin, when it was good old South Wayne High. And I had the great privilege of being his bat boy. That was one of my first encounters in the game of baseball. You know, I've said this many times, most of us people that love baseball as kids, we sort of started out as bat boys, and once in a while when I umpire in baseball, I'll probably use the line on Sunday when I get to do a ball game again. But when I pick up a bat and and give it to a young man, I always tell him, hey, I started out as a bat boy. I'll probably end as one too. So, sometimes we got to make our own fun in the world of officiating. And when you've been doing it as long as I have, I got enough one-liners to make most kids happy, and
or to make our broadcast more fun. And that
well,
too.
I hope so. I hope the folks at home enjoy it. That's enough about me, but early, you and I talked about it on the way coming down. We expected it to be an even tilt, and it definitely has lived up to its billing. These are two really fine clubs, and it's a shame that one of them's going to have to lose tonight. Okay, we just got a halftime score from beautiful South Wayne, Wisconsin. I think it's supposed to be, 28-0 Blackhawk at the half. Waterloo with a new coach this year, and Dennis Frizzell, and doing a fine job. Everybody likes him. He's got some great experience coming in from Minnesota. He's going to make some things happen there over the next 3 years, I guarantee you.
We want to thank our exclusive video stream sponsors tonight. They include Pivot Point Incorporated of Hustisford and TBE Trailers. Tonight's game is also brought to you by Hustisford State Bank, Reed Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, Kevin Carnine, your American Family Insurance Agent, Beaver Dam Community Hospital, Air Care, and Columbus Family Dental. Thanks for tuning in to DailyDodge.com for our high school football game of the week. Justin Wilski is our engineer and videographer, alongside Tim Haldeman, Mike Tronson with you. 7-7 is our score as we get set to start the third quarter of play. It's going to be Palmyra Eagle receiving the second half kickoff. Palmyra Eagle, they will be heading out on the road the next 2 weeks after tonight. Next Friday night, September 20th, they're at Partyville. And then in 2 weeks, September 27th, they're at Waterloo. Meanwhile, for the Marsh Falcons, they will be back home at Princeton Green Lake next Friday night, September 20th. And in 2 weeks at Markezan on September 27th. As I mentioned earlier, our football broadcast next week here on DailyDodge.com. Parkview Albany visits Markezan. That'll be next Friday night, September 20th, 7 o'clock kick, and the pregame coverage at around 6:45.
And Mike, I would be not allowed back home tonight if I didn't give the Waterloo Chamber of Commerce a little bit of airtime tonight.
Is tomorrow what I think it is?
Tomorrow is exactly what you think it is. It is the second Saturday in the month of September. Once again, Wiener and Kraut Day. And so help me heavens, don't you dare call it a hot dog. Whatever you do, it's a wiener. All right?
Okay.
It's a wiener and kraut.
I got you.
Yep. Tomorrow morning about 10 o'clock, we'll break out the wiener and kraut. Stop at the United Methodist Church and have yourself a butterhorn early in the morning. There's nothing like it, folks.
And on the return from the 11-yard line, out across the 25 into about the 30, maybe the 31, goes Musselman. And just like that, third quarter is underway, and we have not decided a thing. We're tied at 7 apiece. And in this third quarter, as you see on your DailyDodge.com screen, it'll be the Panthers moving left to right. The wind has died down greatly since the start of the game. The flag was moving at a pretty good clip early on tonight. Not so much anymore. And out of the gun, Wild with a quick throw, and it's caught by Hammond. He's to the 30, left sideline, 35, and out of bounds near the 40. And very close to the first down marker. He got 8 on the play, and it'll set up a 2nd and 2. And the ball now right at the 40-yard line.
You know, a lot of folks would take a look at that halftime score, Mike, at 7-7 and go, oh, boy, not a whole lot of offense. You know, pretty boring.
It wasn't a boring
first thing
half.
from it, let me tell you.
For sure. All right, 2 receivers to both sides. And Wild hands it off, and Schlueter straight ahead, but not going anywhere. That was a heck of a defensive play by big number 53, Ryan Milliken. As he limits the damage to only 1 yard, it's going to be 3rd and 1. Milliken getting in there in a hurry to bring down Schlueter. 3rd and a yard from the 41. Just underway early 3rd quarter in a tie ball game. Boy, this has been fun. Crowd here getting its money's worth tonight in these two teams. Out of the gun, wild quick throw, and it is caught, which will be enough for a first down. Kopidlowski. And that's one thing. We talked about the nice touch that Wild has on his, and that was another quick throw. Kopidlowski with a catch gets the first down out to the 45, gain of 4 yards on the play, and a fresh set of downs for the Panthers. And they motion a man, Hammond. Now he's going to set himself on the right side out of the gun. Wild has it, pump fake, now rolling to the right side. Wild on the run, throws, it is caught at the 40-yard line of Hustisford, caught on the play. That is Christian Eddy, his first reception of the night. A heck of a throw and an even better catch. Wow.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'll go 50-50 on that one. That was one incredible throw. He was on a dead sprint to his right, and he put it right where it had to be. Right. Just,
well, that was a pretty impressive catch by Eddy, though, too.
Brother,
down low for that
great.
one. 1st and 10, Panthers on the Marsh Falcon 40-yard line. The toss this time goes to Schlueter. Look out, pressure coming, breaks one tackle, and turns the corner and gets down near the original line of scrimmage. Let's see where they mark. Right at the line of scrimmage, it looks like.
Yep.
So no gain or loss. 2nd and 10 coming up.
I'll tell you what, that last play that Wild threw to Eddy for the reception, that's a play right there that if some small college is watching this young man throw the football, they're going to say, hey, follow me. That was that good, folks. I want to tell you.
On 2nd down and 10. Down near the 10-yard line, Dylan Keel with the interception. That's his 2nd INT of the night. It was intended for Hammond. And on both interceptions, Tim Haldeman, it was the same thing. Ball was overthrown.
Yeah, and you got a young man by the name of Keel back there, too.
Keel, he can play. Yeah, he can play defense.
He is one heck of a player in a lot of sports, not just football. And he just read the eye of the quarterback, and he's just playing safety back there, and he knows how to play both sides of the football. And
now that's the good news for the Marsh Falcons. The bad news is they've got it on their own 8-yard line.
It served as
1st
a punt.
and 10. Right, it's basically
good punt,
right,
actually.
exactly. But they're in the shadow of their own goalpost, and Schmidt under center, back to throw. Trying to buy some time, throws across the middle. It is incomplete, almost intercepted by Kopidlowski. Oh, that was close. He had it in his hands momentarily as Schmidt wanted to hit Poplinski. Dangerous throw there. Kopidlowski, he wanted that one badly.
Yeah, he wanted that one back as soon as it left his hand because he was moving backwards as he threw the football. You folks at home watching it, you could see he was stepping backwards. You just cannot do that down there by the goal line. You have to step into the throw. We got a 5-yard walk off there. That one's going to cost him 5, but I'll tell you what, playing with fire right there, Dylan Schmidt on that last throw, that was really way too dangerous down there in the.
So it'll be 2nd and about 14 back at the, about the 4-yard line. And they'll put 2 receivers to the right. One on the left. Wingback left side, now they motion a man. And the handoff. Not much happening. That might be a safety.
Whoa.
Let's see.
Nope, not quite.
It was
Loss
close.
of 3.
Voigt was the ball carrier and almost tackled in the end zone, I thought, for a moment. It is. But they put it at the 1-yard line, so it was a loss of 3. It's 3rd and 17 for Hustisford from their own 1-yard line. Just under 9 minutes left in the third quarter. We're still tied at this moment at 7 apiece. Marsh Falcons better be careful here. And, boy, the Panthers looking for something big on D. And Schmidt going to keep it. And I don't think he got out of the end zone. Let's see.
Yeah, he did. Just barely.
Oh, okay. That, boy, for a moment it didn't look like he got out. So he got out just barely, as you said, Tim. They put it, I mean, the ball is, from what I can see through the binoculars, it's almost touching the goal line. It's that close. So it's 4th down, and the Marsh Falcons have to punt it from their own end zone. And this is going to be Cale to punt. And the Panthers snap back to Cale. Oh! Pressure coming, and he gets the kick away. High floater. It's going to take a Husticon bounce and then just kind of be picked up near the 34-yard line, I should say, and just a short return of a couple of yards after it was finally picked up.
Well, I'll tell you what.
I'm not sure who that was that almost blocked that punt, but he came in hard.
The young man that picked up that football down there probably just took about 3 years off the life of the head coach. That was totally ill-advised. I'm sorry. You just plain don't do that.
7:54 to go in period number 3. It is 1st and 10 for the Panthers at the Marsh Falcon 31-yard line. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. And now they motion Hammond to the right. Out of the gun, Wild has it. Little toss across middle, screen, and it's caught by Musselman, but he was tackled big time by Dakota Reinwald.
We got an ankle injury there.
And
by the looks of it.
Do we?
Musselman.
Okay, well,
he's going to walk it off.
Yeah, they're going because the trainer went out to check on him.
He's got to come off. No, it wasn't Musselman. It's one of the linemen. Gain on the play of
about 4 yards.
4 yards.
2nd and 6 coming up for the Panthers. They've got the ball now at around the 26-yard line of Horicon Hustisford.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, that was good recognition on his part, coming back from his defensive line position. When that offensive lineman sort of gives up on the block, you got to read that quickly, and he did an extremely good job.
2nd and 6 for the Panthers from the 27. Pump fake by Wild. Rolling to the right. Wild going to run with it and just slides down safely at about the 22.
Gain of 3.
Yep, and it'll set up a 3rd down and 2.
That's his first run of the game, Mike. Which goes to show,
really? Yeah, I guess it is.
Which goes to show he would much prefer to pass the football than stick it under his arm and run. 4 down territory here with 6:40 and counting remaining in this third quarter, tied up at 7.
On 3rd and 2 for the Panthers from the Marsh Falcon 24. Hammond motions right. Wild takes the snap. Throws, looking for a fade, and it is incomplete. Oh, my.
Hit him right in the face mask.
That, I thought for a moment, was going to be 6. Kopidlowski, the intended receiver, could not hang on. And it's now 4th down. This is 4 down territory. By the way, quick update here. Bottom of the 3rd inning in St. Louis. It's the Cardinals 4, the Brewers nothing.
Thanks for the bad news. Ordered my World Series tickets yesterday, Mike.
I hope you need them.
Yeah, I hope so too, buddy. How about the...
Yep. All right, 4th and 2. Here we go. Wild, quick toss to the left side. It is breaking a tackle. Is Hammond still on his feet? Pushed back. Did he get it, though?
He didn't get it.
I don't know that he did.
No way. Not a
he
chance.
Looked like he was a little bit short from where we saw him.
No gain.
I mean, he had 3-4 defenders, and he was still fighting for his life. I mean, it was a great effort by Hammond after the catch, but nope, ball's going over on downs to Horicon Hustisford. Wow, that was a heck of an individual effort by Hammond. He just couldn't quite get the yard to gain. So the ball's going to go over on downs, and it'll be 1st and 10 for the Marsh Falcons.
I guess he did get about a yard.
And they'll have it.
A yard short.
at their own 24-yard line. Trips to the left, single receiver right. Schmidt out of the gun. Now they motion Cale. He's going to the right. And Schmidt on the keeper. 25, 30, cutback, spin move. 35, 40, and out to about the 42-yard line before being brought down on the play by Brady Hine, the inside linebacker. That's a nice run right up the middle to the 42. It's a gain of 18. And a 1st and 10 for the Marsh Falcons as we are just about to the halfway point of this third quarter play. In fact, the clock now running again. We're exactly 6 minutes to go in the period. And we are knotted at 7 apiece as we have been for quite some time.
Nothing fancy on that play. You know, he faked the dive and then just sort of followed his right halfback right through that hole. Gatback gear.
Snap back to Schmidt. Pressure coming. He's going to run with it. He's to the 40. Left side 45, 50. Sideline 45, 40. One man to beat. 30. Cut back, and he's finally brought down near the 20-yard line. Dylan Schmidt, the offensive player of the year in the conference last year, shining again.
38 yards in the carry around the left side, and had himself a blocker out there. And well, I thought for just a brief second he might be able to turn on the Jets and maybe outrun everybody, but they had the angle on him.
They did.
Just inside the 20, 38 yards in the play. We're going to call them 39 yards as they spotted at the 19.
So the Marsh Falcons in the red zone with a chance to take the lead in this game.
Dylan Schmidt now with 109 yards through the air and 115 on the ground and 12 carries.
And here's the handoff. And that's Voigt trying to go off the left side. Gets to...
He got 1.
About the 18. Yeah, I was going to say it's a gain of only about 1.
Can you understand how exhausted Dylan Schmidt would be after that run? I mean, you're running for your life, you know, because you know you're going to get smashed to the ground. And you've just ran some, probably 35 or 40 yards escaping would-be tacklers. Then you get knocked to the turf. Then you got to hustle back to the huddle, give the play. You really don't want to run the football again, do you? I want to hand it off.
2nd and 9 for the Martin to throw right side. He's got a man. Leaping catches. Is it a reception? They're fighting for it. Kloplinski and the defender, the referees haven't signaled anything. They're talking about it. Is this a touchdown? Is it an interception? What is it? Still no signal.
Touchback. Interception.
They're saying an interception.
Whoa.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, well, we have no way of knowing here. You folks at home might probably saw it just as well as we did, if not better, because it's in the far corner of the end zone over there, and we had numerous players between us and the football, even though we're looking down from 2 stories. That was quite the one-on-one battle between a couple of fine football players.
Well, the officials took their time in discussing it. Poplinski definitely had his hands on it. The defender looked like he had his hands on it too, and they had to make sure they were going to get the call correct, and they call interception, touchback, and it's 1st and 10, Panthers on the 20, on their own 20. Wild surveys the defense, now has the snap. Throw to the near side, it is caught. Christian Eddy is taken out of bounds on the near side of the field with 4:06 to go in this third quarter. I just was told by our engineer, Justin Wilski, that we have some viewers tonight in Atlanta, Georgia. That's awesome. And then do we say Austin? Austin, Texas. There we go. I have relatives in Austin, too. Maybe it is my relatives tuning in. Who knows? And this is Wild looking to throw, running with it, and he changes direction. Oh, he gets sacked by Voigt. Is there a flag down? There is a flag on the play. Voigt went to the near side, changed and did a 180, went back the other way. Voigt comes in and knocks him down, but there's a flag, and let's see what it is.
Holding on Palmyra.
Holding on the Panthers.
Penalty against the Panthers. See what Horicon does.
3:28 to go in the third.
Penalty declined. So a loss. Is there a loss on the play or? Yeah, loss on the play of 4 yards.
Because it's now a third down and 10. This is DailyDodge.com in the high school football game of the week. 3rd and 10. Panthers on their own 24 after the penalty. Wild. Looking left side, launching it down the sideline. It is going to be incomplete. He wanted to hit Kopidlowski. And it was broken up by the cornerback, Austin Vincent. And so it's 4th down, now a punting situation for the Panthers with 3:11 to go, third quarter of a tie ball game, 7-7. Hope you're enjoying it tonight. We're having a lot of fun, as we do each and every week, bringing you these east to the beautiful community of Palmyra. Next week we go north to Markazan. Here's the punt. And this one is going to take a Panther bounce. Big Panther bounce.
He touched it.
Yeah, well, it looked like it was touched, but well, it's downed by the Panthers around the.
Referees are right on it.
Oh, they're saying it right now. They're going to put it back. Okay, all right. Thought maybe they were going to let it go back to the 29, but no.
Yep, he went off of him at the 46-yard line.
I wasn't quite sure. It looked like it, but I wasn't sure. So that's going to be a break for the Marsh Falcons as they get the ball at the 46. Well, when you say two evenly matched teams, this is Exhibit A and Exhibit B right here tonight. These two teams are going at it tooth and nail. It's a shame somebody is not going to come out on top in this one. 1st and 10. Horicon Hustisford at its own 46, moving right to left in the third quarter. Schmidt on the keeper, breaks one tackle, breaks another, across the 50 into enemy territory and brought down near the 47-yard line. I think that was Jake Pronshinsky, the defensive end that was there. Had some help from his friends. We have an injured player for Palmyra Eagle back at the 40-yard line, so the trainer's going to come out and tend to the injured player. With 2:53 remaining in this third quarter, we're tied at 7 apiece. Well, I said it earlier, if you're in the market for a trailer, then get yourself to TBE Trailers, 5 miles north of Watertown, just off Highway 26. Many 2019 models are priced to sell. You'll find TBE's everyday low pricing on tons of trailers, over 120 in stock. Now's the time to take advantage of tremendous year-end savings on dump trailers, enclosed trailers, equipment trailers, car haulers, utility and landscape trailers, and more. TBE Trailers, everyday low pricing, gives you peace of mind that you're getting a great deal every time. TBE also provides great service after the sale. Trailers from great manufacturers like SureTrack, United, Formula, Bear Track, and Trophy. Trailers from TBE, they're built to last, and they get the job done. Check out TBE's great year-end deals. And if you want to save big dollars on a trailer, then get yourself to TBE Trailers. They also carry premier portable storage buildings. TBE Trailers, 5 miles north of Watertown off Highway 26 on Sawmill Road, on the web at tbetrailers.com. And again, injured player being tended to. We hope he's all right. Hey, Hustisford State Bank is proud to be a sponsor of this broadcast and wishes the Hustisford Horicon team the best of luck. Hustisford State Bank is an independently owned community bank established in 1902, now serving the community for over 110 years. We are big enough to serve you and serve all your banking needs, yet small enough to know you by name. Visit Hustisford State Bank. They're located at 200 South Lake Street. Good luck, Marsh Falcons, from the Hustisford State Bank. Visit them at hsbank at hustisfordstatebank.com. Member FDIC, and they're helping the injured player off right your defensive tackle. And let's hope this isn't as serious as it might look, as they're helping him off the field right now. Never like to see that. That's a huge loss.
Huge loss. He goes both ways. And Herrig is 6'2", 235. The right tackle on offense and defensive tackle defensively. And, oh, boy, that is a huge, huge loss. could really come up to bite the Panthers. He's not coming back tonight.
Let's hope he's all right. Never like to see that. Never like to see that. And our thoughts are with him. Hope he's okay. So it's going to bring, as we come back to action, bring the Marsh Falcons back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd down and 4 for Hustisford from the 48-yard line of Palmyra Eagle. Clock is running. We're approaching the 2.5-minute mark and counting of the 3rd period. Schmidt out of the gun. High snap. Takes the handoff. Rolling right side to the 50. He's got a blocker. 45-40. 35-30. 20. Nope. He's going to be taken down shy of the 25. But, boy, nice running that time again by Schmidt. 1st down and more. Let's see where they spotted here. Right at the, it looks like it's a gain of 19, almost 20 on the play because they're marking it around the 29. We'll call it 19.
Schmidt now 140 yards on the ground on 14 carries. Quick math, pretty simple. $10 a tote, as they say.
1st and 10, Marsh Falcons on the Panther 20. Breaks the tackles, flag in the play, 25-20. He's to the 15, and there is a flag down as Schmidt is tackled around the 14-yard line, but penalty laundry. Let's check it out for you. And what was the call?
It was in the interior line, right near the line of scrimmage, so no doubt probably a holding.
It's going to back up the Marsh Falcons. They'll put it, let's see here.
That's a big one. That is a big one.
They mark it around the 43,
what do we
42.
Got? He never did give us a signal.
Yeah, I didn't see the signal. I'm not sure what the official call was.
Well, holding is 10 yards. So
I know I didn't see a hold.
It was
signal,
a 15-yard penalty. Still don't know what it was about.
It's 1st and 25 for the Marsh Falcons from the 42-yard line.
Ooh, that young man is way offside. That's a penalty. Oh, my goodness.
Once again, trips to the left, single receiver right, wingback left side, and Schmidt with an empty backfield. Now they take Voigt and motion him out to the left. Catch is made by Cale on the quick toss. He's to the 40, left sideline 35-30. He could go 25-20, 15-10, 5 dives for the pylon. Touchdown, Marsh Falcons. 42 yards. Hustisford has taken the lead in dramatic fashion. How about Cale? Wow. 1:16 to go, 3rd quarter. It's 13-7 in favor of the Marsh Falcons.
And the penalty didn't bother him. Mike.
Nope.
Cale now with 7 receptions on the night for 114 yards. Big point here.
And this is an extra point, for Spurl. And the kick, look out, that one is, it is good. He just got it over the crossbar. It was a low kick, low line drive, but it went over the crossbar, and it's good. 14-7 in favor of Hustisford. 1:16 to go, 3rd quarter. We're back right after this on DailyDodge.com.
If you're in the market for a trailer, then get to TBE Trailers 5 miles north of Watertown, just off Highway 26 on Sawmill Road. The 2020 trailers are starting to arrive, and that means many 2019 models are priced to sell. You'll find TBE's everyday low pricing on tons of trailers, over 120 in stock. Now is the time to take advantage of tremendous year-end savings on dump trailers, enclosed trailers, equipment trailers, car haulers, utility and landscape trailers. TBE Trailers' everyday low pricing gives you peace of mind that you are are getting a great deal every time. TBE provides great service after the sale. Trailers from great manufacturers like SureTrack, United, Formula, Bear Track, and Trophy. Trailers from TBE are built to last and get the job done. Check out TBE's great year-end deals. If you want to save big dollars on a trailer, then get to TBE Trailers. They also carry premium portable storage buildings. TBE Trailers, 5 miles north of Watertown off Highway 26 on Sawmill Road. On the web at tbetrailers.com.
And here we go, back to live action as the Marsh Falcons have taken the lead. And this is Lurvy on the return, gets taken down at around the 24-yard line.
Well, I hope the folks who were at home were able to watch the defensive play on special teams right there. That's just really good defense. The guy out here in the end, I don't know who it was, but hopefully you folks at home saw who it was. He just made him turn in. He just plain didn't let him outside. That's your job. You got to turn him back inside, and he just did it to perfection. Good job on special teams by the Marsh Falcons.
1st and 10 Panthers on their own 25, moving left to right, late third quarter. 68 seconds remaining in the period. They now trail by 7. And a quick throw by Wild to the left side. It's caught out there at the 30-yard line, and ahead to about the 33 was Kopidlowski. And we have another injured player down. Oh, I guess he's up now. Was a player down for a second, but slow to get up, but everything's all right. It's a gain of 8. And the gain of 8, second and a short 2. 50 seconds and counting left third quarter. Horicon, Hustisford 14, Palmyra Eagles 7. Been a good one. And this is not over by a long shot. So if you're a fan of the Panthers, plenty of time here. Been full quarter to go. Wild. Rolling left now. Throws. It is caught. Not a bound. No, incomplete they're saying. Lurvy was the one to grab it, but he must have stepped out of bounds. Couldn't get his feet down in bounds. And so it's going to bring up a 3rd down and 2 now for the Panthers at their 33 with 29 seconds left in the quarter. Looking down at the Panther bench, the injured player Harrigus and being tended to. Hope he's all right. 3rd and 2, Panthers from their own 33. In motion is Hammond going to the near side. They hand it off and not going anywhere was Musselman as he was tackled by Dakota Reinwald. Big D tackle. Reinwald makes the play, drops him for a loss. Back to the 30, loss of at least 3. It's going to set up 4th and 5, and that's going to be the last play of the quarter, it would appear, as we're down to 4 seconds and the clock not going to stop us. Horicon, Hustisford 14, Palmyra Eagles 7. Back for the 4th quarter after this on DailyDodge.com.
A part of the community for over 30 years, Pivot Point Incorporated manufactures industrial fasteners for a multitude of unique applications. We are proud of our high-quality products and family-like work environment. To learn more about Pivot Point and our rewarding job opportunities, visit us on the web at pivotpins.com. That's pivotpins.com. Pivot Point is proud to support our Houston Marsh Falcons.
Hi, this is Dr. Adam Forster at Columbus Family Dental. If you've been unhappy with your smile, it's time that you come and see us. Our team of doctors are waiting to help you get your smile back. We'll take the time to talk with you and treat you like a member of our family, not just another number. Whether it's a whole mouth makeover or simply a little tweak, we'll find the right solution that fits you. For your free, no-pressure consultation, call us today at 623-5559.
Mike and Tim back at the field as we get set to start the fourth quarter of this thriller here in Trailways Large football action tonight. It is Horicon Hustisford 14 and Palmyra Eagles 7. The Panthers have a 4th down and 5 from their own 30 to start the fourth quarter, which Calderon back to punt, takes the high snap, gets the kick away, and angles it, and it goes out of bounds on the near side of the field, so no chance for a return for Cale. We'll see where they spot it, but it was right around the 40-yard line of the Marsh Falcons. And
who stands behind the punter is supposed to stay there. Well, he didn't stay there. That's unfortunate. And so there was Husticon got the ball probably about 3 to 4 yards back behind where they really should have. But you know what? That happens.
1st and 10 now for the Marsh Falcons from their own 40, going left to right in the fourth quarter. Trips to the right, 2 receivers left, empty backfield. Schmidt out of the gun. Fakes the handoff, straight ahead running, and he gets tackled after getting across the 40 at about the 41, maybe the 42-yard line. That was Jake Pronshinsky in there. Had some help from one of his teammates. Gain of about 2, and it's 2nd and 8 coming up.
Schmidt now 15 carries for 141 on the ground. And
so as they break the huddle, it's 2nd and 8 for the Marsh Falcons. From their own 41, just shy of the 42. Cale in motion, going to the far side. Out of the gun, Schmidt will keep it. Left side he goes, trying to follow a blocker, and he gets taken down for a loss. Calderon was there again. There are several purple jerseys in the vicinity. Or I should say gray jerseys with purple numbers. This is the first time I've announced a Palmyra Eagle game since 2002. Far too long in between, but that was a classic that night. 2002 was a level 4 playoff game, Palmyra Eagle versus Marshall over at Lake Geneva Badger. I'll talk more about that in a second here. 3rd and 11.
I was there.
Yeah.
I remember that, yeah.
3rd and 11. And faking the handoff, Schmidt. Now a little screen, dumps it off. Caught by Januszewski. East of the 45-50 and gets the first down as he crosses midfield into enemy territory. Tackled near the 45-yard line. And that's a gain of 16 and a fresh set of downs for the Marsh Falcons. Yeah, level 4 playoff game, 2002. Palmyra Eagle did not win the game, but what I remember about them is they were a really good team, by the way. They had a running back by the name of Justin Beaver.
Yep.
And he went on to later, a couple years later, he became All-American, and wasn't he D3 National Player of the Year at UW-Whitewater? Boy, he was fun to watch that night. But Marshall got the win, but let's see if they were drawn or did they jump. It's going to be offside. That's the initial indication here. Offside on the Panthers. And yeah, I remember that night because it was very, very cold out that night. But we were in a heated press box. You remember that, Tim? We had a heated press box.
The one thing I recall is they had a beautiful facility.
Oh, it was gorgeous.
Just
absolutely
a beautiful facility.
Yeah. And it was a great game. It really was. It was a lot of fun to watch. 1st and 5. And the handoff goes to LeBlanc as he goes right side to about the 37. He was brought down on the play by Ryan Carpenter. Clock ticking away. We're down to 9:33 and counting left in the ball game. 14-7. Husticon on top of Palmyra Eagle. Even Coach Kevin Wild remembers that game. He says, "I remember that game, Mike." He says, "I was at that game." I said, "Hey, so was I." We were reminiscing about that on the telephone the other night. 2nd and 2. Out of the gun, Schmidt going to run with it straight ahead. Got a first down. Sidesteps a defender. Gets inside the 35 down near the 32. That's a pickup of at least 5, and it's a fresh set of downs for Husticon as they will Yeah, they mark it at the 33. That's where we'll call it 1st and 10. 9 minutes exactly left to go in this one. And if you're a Palmyra Eagle, you want to come up with a stop here because you go down a couple of scores this late. The way this gets to the left. Single receiver right. Wingback left side. Now they put him out wide, and they snap it to Schmidt, who runs with it. 35, 30, he can go. 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Marsh Falcons. 33-yard scamper to pay dirt for Dylan Schmidt. And it's 20-7 in favor of the visitors.
Ladies and gentlemen, I would not want to try to tackle Dylan Schmidt. He's got some quickness. Those legs are just going every direction. Man, that kid's fun to watch. He is not just one-dimensional, folks. He can throw it. He can run it. He's a great leader out there on the team as well.
Now the extra point attempt for Spurl. To try and make it 21-7. Kick is up. Again, plenty of leg, and it's good. So, with 8:34 left in the game, it's now 21-7. Horicon, Hustisford on top of Palmyra Eagle. And we're back right after this on DailyDodge.com.
A part of the community for over 30 years, Pivot Point Incorporated manufactures industrial fasteners for a multitude of unique applications. We are proud of our high-quality products and family-like work environment. To learn more about Pivot Point and our rewarding job opportunities, visit us on the web at pivotpins.com. That's pivotpins.com. Pivot Point is proud to support our Husticon Marsh Falcons.
Sports injuries, nagging aches and pains. It's frustrating when your mobility is limited, preventing you from enjoying an active life. Beaver Dam Community Hospital's Institute for Movement and Orthopedics utilizes the latest surgical solutions to help you live pain-free. Their team of experts, from orthopedic surgeons to physical therapists, are in one location, collaborating to customize a plan that reclaims your quality of life. Learn how they can seamlessly maximize your mobility. Visit bdch.com/IMO.
And the ensuing kickoff. Lurvy back deep, bobbles it, now picks it up. He's to the 20, right side, trying to sidestep a defender, can't do it. Lurvy brought down after getting across the 20, and with 8:25 remaining in this ball game. It's now Horicon, Hustisford 21, Palmyra Eagle 7. And it's 1st and 10 for the Panthers from their own 21. Now, the game's not over, but that's a big, big score a moment ago for the Marsh Falcons to go up by 14. Let's see if the Panthers, and we said they're a quick strike team. We saw it early. See if they can do it again. Throw to the near side, caught. Lurvy fumbles after the catch, and he got his own fumble. He recovered it. Lurvy that was clearly a catch and then a fumble. But Lurvy was able to pounce on his own miscue, and that's a break there for the Panthers, who actually get a couple of yards out of the play. It'll be a gain of 2, 2nd and 8. 8 minutes exactly left in the game. Clock is running. And on second down is Wild. As he looks over the defense, now takes that snap. Throwing to the near side, it is caught by Lurvy. Leaping grab, he is ushered out of bounds by Voigt, and that's enough for a first down. Nice catch by Lurvy to move the sticks and mark it here at the 35. So that was a gain of about 12. Been a fun one tonight. Thanks for tuning in to DailyDodge.com. A lot of folks watching from all over the country and all over the world, for that matter. That's pretty cool. That's pretty neat that we have this technology to be able to do that. On 1st and 10. This is Wild running to the near side. Look out! He gets hit as he throws. Ball went out of bounds, and it's incomplete, obviously. But boy, did he take a hit. And he is a little bit slow to get up. Wild he got popped pretty good that time as Damian Voigt and also Dakota Reinwald got there, and he's going to feel that one tomorrow morning. He's feeling it now.
I'll tell you what, we've got, what do we got? We got the officials discussing. The Palmyra side is disgusted in the fact that there was not roughing the passer. The Husticon side thought that there was holding. And to be very honest, probably both of them could have been called.
And neither of them were called. So 2nd and 10. Back of the 35-yard line. Hammond in motion to the right. Here's Wild taking that snap. Pressure coming. Steps up, avoids the would-be tackler, throws. Caught by Kopidlowski. 40, 45, cutback 50. To the 45. He's to the 40. Look out. Left sideline. He's to the 30. 20, 10, 5. And he stepped out of bounds. Near the 5, his momentum. He could not tiptoe the sideline any longer. He took it down. They're going to see
3.
Well, no, they're going to mark
4.
it back, it looks like, at the about the 9-yard line. So he went, let's see, that was
56 yards.
Yeah, wow, that was incredible. And it looked like he was going all the way. Just couldn't stay in bounds any longer. He did a great job trying to tiptoe the sideline for a couple of yards there, but hey, we said they're a quick strike team. Look out. They score here with 7:11 to go. I mean, this game's not over. All right, 1st and goal from the 7 for Palmyra Eagle. Wild takes the snap, runs to the right, now changes direction. Back to the left side he goes. Looking to throw, back in the end zone. Incomplete! The receiver was open. Kopidlowski could not hang on. Oh, I thought that was 6 all the way. Austin Vincent was the defender in coverage, and Kopidlowski darn near had 6 right there. 2nd and this is good high school football right here. 2nd and goal, Panthers on the 7. Schlueter behind Wild, who's in that gun. Takes the snap. Wild rolling to the right. Still being chased. Throws on the run. Incomplete. And now we've got a flag down. I think we're going to get, we're going to get a late hit, roughing the passer here, I believe.
Yeah, they were screaming for that one a little while ago.
Yep, roughing the passer is the call on the Marsh Falcons. With 6:57 to go.
That's why it's so important as the quarterback to at least throw the ball, you know, as opposed to just tucking it under, running it out of bounds for a 5-yard loss. Just throw the ball, try to make something happen. You know, you're always a possibility of getting a defensive pass interference penalty, something, you know. Hopefully something good comes out of it.
All right, so it's now a 1st and goal from the 4.
That should be an automatic first down.
Yeah, it
Maybe
is.
Not.
It's first and
because they got
goal.
2nd on the box.
Yeah, they've got to change that though.
Well,
or isn't it? I thought it was automatic first down.
Well, see how much it is 2nd down.
Oh, well, okay. I stand corrected.
That's why we're up here and not up there in striped shirts.
Yeah, I thought that was an automatic first down. No, it's 2nd and goal from the 4. The middle, and he gets pushed back near the 2-yard line.
Oh, wow, that was a great tackle. Holy cats. He had a head of steam going. He's at the 2.
Boy, Schlueter, you know, at first glance looked like, he's taking that in. But not so fast. So it's a gain of 2, and now a 3rd and goal from the 2.
Clock is stopped, and I don't know why.
And I was just thinking the same thing.
Conferring.
Now they're talking about it.
Sideline.
So our official, our white hat, is walking over towards the Palmyra Eagles sideline.
I have no idea what this one's all about.
And now he's going to walk to the other sideline.
We'll have this young fella in shape by the end of the game. He's got to go 52 yards across that field.
Well, he's in better shape than I am. We can say that for a fact. As he goes over to talk to Coach Shannon Miller and company.
Yeah. He got as far as the hash mark, and then he yelled it the rest of the way.
Oh, now see, they just reset the down marker to second down again. So that was a first down. We were right. That was a first and goal a moment ago. And now it's second and goal. You see what I'm saying?
Yep,
so we were right the first time.
Got it.
I was shocked when it was still second down. No, it's second and goal. From the 2. Oh, trying to buy something, now being flushed out of the pocket. He will be sacked. He was sacked. Back at the 20-yard line, brought down by Darius Minima. And that is what you absolutely could not have happen in that situation. Now, wait a minute, they mark it actually up again at the 16, but still.
14-yard loss in the play. You just got to get rid of the football. Throw it into the end of the end zone, through the goalpost or something. And I realize but you just cannot give up that particular play.
So now it's 3rd and goal back at the 16, and I think we're going to have a timeout called here. Yep, timeout's being called with 5:25 remaining in this one. Our score is 21-7. Horicon Hustisford leading Palmyra Eagle. We want to thank our video stream sponsors tonight that made this broadcast possible. Pivot Point Trailers. Tonight's game has also been brought to you by Hustisford State Bank, Reed Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, Kevin Carnine, your American Family Insurance Agent, Beaver Dam Community Hospital, Air Care, and Columbus Family Dental. Again, a reminder, next Friday night, September 20th, we do this all over again. And next Friday night, it's more Trailways Large football action as the Marquezan Hornets will play host to Parkview, Albany. 6:45 for our pregame coverage, 7 o'clock kickoff right here. It's our high school.
The week, what is their nickname?
Parkview, Albany?
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a good question.
I know what Parkview's is.
Okay.
And I know what Albany's is.
But what's their merged nickname?
There you go. They could be called the...
No hints.
The Vikettes.
The Vikettes.
Vikettes, because it's the Albany Comets and the Parkview
Vikings. Oh,
the
okay.
Vikettes.
I doubt that's what they're called. All right, here we go. 3rd and goal from the 16 as we come back off the timeout. And wild pump fake. Now throws towards the end. Got a man! Kopinlowski! Did he catch it? Touchdown! Palmyra Eagle! Kopinlowski hauls it in. And just like that, 21-13, this game is not over with 5:19 to go. Oh, wow.
Wow, how do you get 2 steps behind the defenders when you know that they're going to go into the end zone? But the pump fake is what sold it. Give credit to Wild, who made the pump fake and drew the defensive backs up, both of them, including the safety, as both of them were faked out of their pants. And, whoa, what do we got here? We're going to go for 2?
Well, there looks like they might here. That was a 16-yard touchdown pass.
This is an interesting call here. This is an interesting call. You know, if you go for 2 here and you make it,
then
you really have the momentum.
Yes, you do. Here they're for Palmyra Eagle.
Penalty.
And
too much time.
Yeah, they took too much time.
Oh, goodness gracious. Now do you kick it?
Well, now I think you definitely kick it. My goodness. I mean, if you're going to – you're backing up 5 yards here. I like the call. Don't get me wrong. But I think now that the penalty flag has been thrown, I think you definitely want to kick it now. Well, here's the thing, though. If they're not,
Well, they kicked it the first time.
They kicked it the first time. But, if it's a thing where you're not that confident in your kicker, I don't know. I don't think so. They're going to still go for 2. Wild with a toss, incomplete. 2-point conversion's no good. 5:19 to go. It's 21-13. Horicon Hustisford in front of Palmyra Eagle. Let's take a break, and we're back after this on DailyDodge.com.
Sports injuries, nagging aches and pains. It's frustrating when your mobility is limited, preventing you from enjoying an active life. Beaver Dam Community Hospital's Institute for Movement and Orthopedics utilizes the latest surgical solutions to help you live pain-free. Their team of experts, from orthopedic surgeons to physical therapists, are in one location, collaborating to customize a plan that reclaims your quality of life. Learn how they can seamlessly maximize your mobility. Visit bdch.com/IMO.
Well, Tim Haldeman, game on with 5:19 to go.
Here is to get the ball back and get another score and tie it up with a 2-point conversion. We're going to have a mighty exciting 5 minutes and 19 seconds of action here, finishing this one up tonight.
Here's onside kick attempt, and Horicon Hustisford was ready for it as Blake Poplinski recovered it. Well, you know what? I think that's a great call. I mean, why not try it? You might catch him off guard, but Poplinski was Johnny on the spot. Yeah, I don't have a problem with that call. I mean, they didn't.
Football's oblong for a reason, because it bounces real stupid sometimes.
Do we talk about that one time? The old saying. Somebody asked, why is a football shaped the way it is? It's because it's F-U-N, fun. You don't know which way that ball's going to bounce when it hits the ground, do you? All right, 1st and 10 from the 47 for the Marsh Falcons. Look out! And, well, boy, I tell you what, the defense feeding off the offense for Palmyra Eagle as Calderon sacks Dylan Schmidt for a big loss. Back to the 41-yard line, loss of about 6. It'll be 2nd and 16. Under 5 minutes to go. Clock is running. On the scoreboard, it's Horicon Hustisford 21, Palmyra Eagle 13.
This is a dangerous time for Husticon right here. If they just try to take the air out of the ball and run off 2 minutes, you're going to leave 3 minutes left for Palmyra.
Yeah, there was movement on the line. Anybody moved on the defensive line? Yep, it's procedure. 4:40 to go in this one. This has been a good one, as we thought it would be from the outset. Palmyra Eagle coming into this night unbeaten at 3-0, 1-0 in the conference. For Horicon Hustisford, 2-1 on the season. This is their first conference game. 2 receivers left, 2 receivers right on 2nd and about 21 for Husticon from their own 36. And a handoff. And Boyd trying to go right side, can't escape the grasp of the tackler, who was Casey Weber, the inside linebacker. And a timeout is called by Palmyra Eagle. Folks, we told you this game was far from over. And here we are with 4:10 remaining. A third and a country mile for Husticon from their own 34-yard line. And Palmyra Eagle, they have taken the momentum over in this one with that score, and now the defense feeding off that offensive momentum and looking to get the ball back. We mentioned that Palmyra Eagle next week goes on the road to Partyville for a 7 o'clock kickoff. The following Friday night, they're at Waterloo before coming home on October 4th to entertain Marquezan. Meanwhile, for Husticon, a game at Green Lake, that's a 7 o'clock kick. They'll be on the road at Marquezan on September 27th for a 7 o'clock tilt. Parkview Albany comes to Hustisford on October 4th. The Marsh Falcons, of course, always splitting their home schedule each year, playing some of the home games at Disher Park and Horicon. They play a few others at Hustisford High. All right, 3rd and 23 for the Marsh Falcons from their own 34. Cale in motion. Schmidt takes the handoff. Nope, fakes the handoff, I should say. And now runs with it, and nothing happening up the middle. He got to about the 37, and a timeout, is going to be called by Palmyra Eagles. So they're going to get the ball back with plenty of time. 4:02 remaining in the fourth quarter. The thing is, though, they're going to need a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. You know, the thing is, I mean, again, I'll say, to go back to that 2-point play, I think it was, I love the call, going for 2. What I did not agree with was going for 2 after the 5-yard penalty. I think that there you kick it, but again, maybe it was an issue with, momentum, like you said, Tim, and wanting to just kind of really seize control.
Do you have record as to who the kicker is for Palmyra Eagle?
Calderon does the kicking and the punting. But actually, now that I think about it, I did talk with head coach Kevin Wild, and I think he did say that they were going to usually they would go for 2. Now that I think about it, so it just might be they kicked it the first time. So that's the only thing that confused me, because he said that they were probably going to go for 2. They didn't go for 2 the first time. So that's the only thing that I was a little uncertain about. All right, 4th down and 20, punting situation here. Cale gets the punt away. High floater, nice kick. And it's caught, and escaping tacklers, and then, getting popped was Kopidlowski. He had a guy hanging all over him. He still made the catch, and then went up the sideline and got popped out of bounds into his own bench. 3:52 remaining.
All kinds of time.
Oh, yeah, plenty of time.
I mean, even with just the one timeout.
Yep, they have one timeout.
Needless to say, the clock stops on every timeout, or I should say on every first down. The clock stops every time the ball goes out of bounds. So there's an eternity of time left.
I hear the 9:20 special going down the tracks over yonder.
And I can hear Johnny Cash in the background.
Is that the Orange Blossom special going down the tracks? Here we go, 1st and 10. Palmyra Eagle from their own 42-yard line, trailing by 8. In just under 4 minutes left in the game. Wild, quick throw, knocked down! Getting the big paw on it. Dakota Reinwald. I've called his name a couple of times tonight. And he got his paw up in the air and knocked that one down. 2nd down coming up.
Dakota pretty excited about that one. He's cheering on the near sideline. And by the way, not very often do you have bleachers on the far side.
Nope, not on the far side.
So everybody from Hustisford and Horicon is sharing the same stands down below us.
On 2nd and 10, Wild back there dumps off a screen. Kopidlowski makes the catch, tackled at the 45-yard line by Zack Cale. So he got 4 yards, but Cale was right there to prevent any further damage. 3rd down and a long 6 for the Panthers, now at their own 46-yard line, just shy of. 2 receivers to each side.
Remember, Wild doesn't like to run. He'd much rather throw the football.
And he's looking to throw here. Rolling to the near side, being chased. Throws incomplete. Intended for Lurvy. And now it's 4th down. 4th and about 6 for the Panthers from their own 46-yard line. And if you don't get it here, you're down to 3:08 remaining and only 1 timeout. It's going to be mighty difficult.
And field position
and
working
field position.
against
Yep,
you.
exactly.
I'll tell you what, if I was Wild right now, I would buy myself some time back there, and I'd try to run for it myself.
4th and 6 for the Panthers from their own 46. This could be the ball game. Wild takes it. Looking to throw. Launching it downfield, and it is what? Incomplete. It was Poplinski in coverage to break it up. The ball's going to go over on downs to Husticon with exactly 3 minutes left. Horicon, Hustisford 21, Palmyra Eagle 13. That was close, and we've seen a lot of close plays like that tonight. But credit Poplinski for breaking it up. And now The Panthers have just one timeout, and the Marsh Falcons with a short field and an 8-point lead.
Well, with one timeout left and 3 running plays, you're going to get the ball back with around a minute and 20 seconds left, roughly speaking. And you're almost going to have a mistake by Hustisford.
And Schmidt on the keeper. Tucks it under, gets inside the 45 to about the 44. Gain of 1, and it'll be 2nd and 9 coming up. And do they use their timeout here? No, they don't. Clock still running. We're down to 2:41 and counting left in this game. This has been so much fun.
This is where the quarterback Schmidt, with his experience at the quarterback position, goes up to the line of scrimmage and watches the back judge, who starts counting down the final 5 seconds. He's going to snap that ball with about 2 seconds left.
No, he's counting back there.
Counting with 3 seconds left. There, they snap it with 2.
Schmidt not going anywhere. In fact, he's going to be sacked on the play. Yep.
-3 on that carry, maybe 4. We're going to call it -4.
Yeah, because they mark it back around the midfield. It's going to be 3rd down and 15 roughly for the Marsh Falcons from their own, well, from the 50-yard line, beg your pardon. Right on the midfield stripe. And the Panthers trying to get a stop to get that ball back with 1 timeout in their back pocket. Schmidt fakes the handoff. Look out, pressure coming.
Oh,
he's going to throw downfield. Poplinski can't come up with it, incomplete.
Oh, boy. Well, it saved him the timeout.
Yeah, and that's timeout. 1 timeout in a minute, a little over a minute left for the Panthers in this one.
Well, needless to say, Palmyra didn't think that Hustisford would pass the football. And, when you got a senior back there that you're depending upon and have relied upon for the last 3 years, you pretty much know that he's not going to lay it up to a defender. You lay it out in front of your guy, give him the opportunity to catch it. Now we need a good snap here.
And snap back to Cale, who gets the punt away. And it's fielded. Musselman. And he's going to tiptoe the sideline and then get taken down out of bounds at around the 27, maybe the 28. So here's our situation. 71-13. Horicon Hustisford with the lead, but Palmyra Eagle with a 1st and 10 from its own 28. 71 seconds and 1 timeout left for the Panthers. They need a touchdown and 2 afterwards.
And there are some offensive weapons out there, and Hustisford has pretty well kept them in check all night long.
On 1st and 10. Wild launching it. Right side, and it's going to be intercepted by Cale.
Ball down.
Left side, 50, 40, 30. Still on his feet, 20, 10, 5. Touchdown!
Better yet, score a touchdown.
Or are they? It is a touchdown, is it not? They still didn't signal. That would be, what, about a 55-yard return for Cale for the touchdown?
Roughly speaking, yep.
It is a touchdown, is it not? Because nobody signaled touchdown. And I wanted to make sure he didn't step out of bounds.
The scoreboard still says 20-13.
Yeah, the scoreboard hasn't changed either.
And they got the ball at the 3. Well, we don't know if it's an extra point try or if they're just...
There was no signal in it. I thought he was in, but now one of the officials.
He didn't step out of bounds.
Yeah.
There's no way he stepped out of bounds.
Okay, so it is they just didn't change the scoreboard. Yeah, they're going to kick it. So
there we go. There's the 6 points added.
Now Spurl will attempt the extra point with 55 seconds remaining. It's 27-13. Here's the kick blocked. So the kick is blocked, but it's now 27-13. Horicon Hustisford on top of Palmyra Eagle. Let's take a break. Back after this on DailyDodge.com.
Air Care in Beaver Dam has been trusted by customers for over 37 years. This is Chad Guzzi, owner of Air Care, and we want to keep you happy and comfortable. From our courteous office staff to the honest and dependable technician in your home, our reliable team is working hard to provide heating and cooling solutions for you. We proudly serve the entire Dodge County area and beyond. Let us create the comfort in your home that you deserve. Call us today at 920-356-8860.
So here we go, final 55 seconds about to get underway with now the Marsh Falcons in front 27-13. Cale with, 3 interceptions tonight, and that one goes back about 55 yards for a touchdown. Here's the kick by Spurl, fielded and around the 24, and that's Kopodlowski gets taken down at the 25. 48 seconds remaining. Well, this was one heck of a ball game, and the outcome wasn't decided until just a few moments ago. A lot of fun this has been tonight. 1st and 10 on the 25 for the Panthers. Wild out of that gun, throwing, and it hits the back of one of the linemen, Calderon. Looks like he wanted to go to Schleter. It's incomplete. 45 seconds remaining, 2nd and 10 coming up. Yeah, so Cale, Beaver Dam, by the way, got its first win tonight, 35-14 over Baraboo at home. Yeah, when on Cale's touchdown, I assumed it was a touchdown, but after I called touchdown, I'm looking going, nobody's signaling touchdown. I thought, uh-oh, what if I'm wrong? And luckily, I wasn't. But nobody signaled touchdown. Nobody. Which is why I had to catch myself. It was a TD. Here's Wild on the run on 2nd and 10. Throws on the run. It is intercepted again. That's Cale again.
Wow.
Cale tonight now with 4 INTs, if I've got that correct. He returned the one for a touchdown. My goodness.
He's caught 11 balls tonight.
Dylan Cale.
7
on offense and 4 on D.
Jeez.
Oh, what a night defensively for Cale. Wow, incredible. So both these teams are going to be 3-1 after this game tonight. And now victory formation, a knee taken by the Marsh Falcons. This was a lot of fun. Hats off to both teams on a hard-fought game. And congratulations to the Marsh Falcons on an impressive win. The final seconds are going to tick off, and they're not even going to have to snap it again. Final tonight in Trailways large football action. Horicon Hustisford 27 and Palmyra Eagle 13. We're going to take a break. One final break. We'll come back. We'll have our post-game wrap after this on DailyDodge.com.
Hi, this is Dr. Adam Forster at Columbus Family Dental. If you've been unhappy with your smile, it's time that you come and see us. Our team of doctors are waiting to help you get your smile back. We'll take the time to talk with you and treat you like a member of our family, not just another number. Whether it's a whole mouth makeover or simply a little tweak, we'll find the right solution that fits you. For your free, no-pressure consultation, call us today at 623-5559.
A part of the community for over 30 years, Pivot Point Incorporated manufactures industrial fasteners for a multitude of unique applications. We are proud of our high-quality products and family-like work environment. To learn more about Pivot Point and our rewarding job opportunities, visit us on the web at pivotpins.com. That's pivotpins.com. Pivot Point is proud to support our Hustisford Marsh Falcons.
Air Care in Beaver Dam has been trusted by customers for over 37 years. This is Chad Guzzi, owner of Air Care, and we want to keep you happy and comfortable. From our courteous office staff to the honest and dependable technician in your home, our reliable team is working hard to provide heating and cooling solutions for you. We proudly serve the entire Dodge County area and beyond. Let us create the comfort in your home that you deserve. Call us today at 920-356-8860.
If you're in the market for a trailer, then get to TBE Trailers 5 miles north of Watertown, just off Highway 26 on Sawmill Road. The 2020 trailers are starting to arrive, and that means many 2019 models are priced to sell. You'll find TBE's everyday low pricing on tons of trailers, over 120 in stock. Now is the time to take advantage of tremendous year-end savings on dump trailers, enclosed trailers, equipment trailers, car haulers, utility and landscape trailers. TBE Trailers' everyday low pricing gives you peace of mind that you are getting a great deal every time. TBE provides great service after the sale. Trailers from great manufacturers like SureTrack, United, Formula, Beartrack, and Trophy. Trailers from TBE are built to last and get the job done. Check out TBE's great year-end deals. If you want to save big dollars on a trailer, then get to TBE Trailers. They also carry premium portable storage buildings. TBE Trailers, 5 miles north of Watertown off Highway 26 on Sawmill Road. On the web at tbetrailers.com.
Sports injuries, nagging aches and pains. It's frustrating when your mobility is limited, preventing you from enjoying an active life. Beaver Dam Community Hospital's Institute for Movement and Orthopedics utilizes the latest surgical solutions to help you live pain-free. Their team of experts, from orthopedic surgeons to physical therapists, are in one location, collaborating to customize a plan that reclaims your quality of life. Learn how they can seamlessly maximize your mobility. Visit bdch.com/IMO.
At Reed Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Beaver Dam, we are a second-generation family-owned business that has been in the Beaver Dam community for over 25 years. Our goal is to make the process of buying a vehicle fun again. No pressure, no hassle, just quality customer service from our friendly and experienced sales staff. So give us an opportunity the next time you're in the market for a new or pre-owned vehicle. The worst that can happen is we shake hands and part as friends, and if you catch us on the right day, you can enjoy one of Mom's amazing homemade cookies. Let our family take care of your family at Reed Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Beaver Dam.
Look around. This book, this meal, this lamp, this world is made of dreams. So when people say American Family Insurance protects things, we shake our head no. Because we protect this, and everyone's dream is worth protecting. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. American Family Insurance.
Yes, I'm a dreamer.
Contact the Kevin Carnine Agency, LLC at 920-887-9700 in Beaver Dam today.
American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
And welcome back to Palmyra Eagle High School. This is our post-game wrap. Final score tonight in this Trailways Large Tilt. Horicon Hustisford comes on the road and gets a big win over Palmyra Eagle by the count of 27-13. Mike Tronson, Tim Haldeman back in the booth. And let's take a look at some of the final numbers from this one, Mr. Haldeman, as, an impressive win for the Marsh Falcons over a very, very good Panther team.
Unofficially, Mike, I think the yardage sort of tells a story tonight, very honestly, in the second half in particular, when the Marsh Falcons gained 165 yards totally in the second half versus just under 50 yards for Palmyra Eagle in the second half. Boy, give credit to that Hustisford defense. They just did an incredible job tonight. But the Marsh Falcons, of course, led by Dylan Schmidt from the quarterback position, and needless to say, you need somebody to throw the ball to, and that was Zack Cale tonight, who not only caught the ball on offense, but also 4 times.
Said Zack Cale.
Oh, thank you. My apologies.
Yeah, don't. We got to keep Cale and Cale straight.
That's why I've got Zach written down here. Dylan. Okay, my bad. So anyway, we'll take a look at some offensive stats for the victorious Marsh Falcons, now 3-1 on the season. 9 for 22 through the air for Dylan Schmidt for 167 yards. As I mentioned, Dylan Cale with 7 grabs for 114 and a touchdown. 36 carries on the ground for 193 yards for a net yardage gained total 360. That's called balance. And I guarantee you that Shannon Miller and his coaching staff are very, very pleased with that. And taking a look at the balance, well, the great majority of that was not only passing through the air of Dylan Schmidt, but the running as well. 22 carries on the ground for 170 yards of the 193 that Horicon Hustisford had on the ground tonight. So Dylan Schmidt gets the game ball, and part of the spiral at the end goes to Dylan Cale. Like I said, don't forget the big boys up front. Man, those guys did the job all night long. For the Palmyra Eagle Panthers, 243 yards through the air tonight, 21 for 39 for Brandon Wild, and then the touchdown pass on the first play of the game by 15 carries on the ground for a total of 15 yards. Now, I think that tells a story right there. The Husticon defense made Palmyra one-dimensional. And when you do that, it's pretty hard to win, even with a really good, fine senior quarterback in Brandon Wild. So, that kid, he's got some really good targets to throw to. They're going to win a bunch of more football games, and they're going to be a playoff-bound team as well. But Husticon jumps into the lead in the conference here tonight with that 1-0 start. And I'm going to take a big asterisk here. And for those of you that watch the game over again on dailydodge.com, a really, really big factor that we haven't talked about since that time was when Matt Harrigus went down with the injury to his leg about midway through the third quarter. It was tied 7-7 at the time, and Husticon was driving from right to left fairly close to midfield, and that's when Harrigus was helped off the field. That young man at 6'2", 235, going both ways, I guarantee you really, tows the boat, if you will, for that club on both sides of the football, and he was sorely missed, and I guarantee you it just didn't look good for his return real soon to football action as he sat on the bench down here below us for the rest of the game. So that was a bit of a turning factor in this ball game, in my personal opinion. When you lose a young man like that, that's going to create some holes.
No doubt about it. Let's run down, quickly recap the scoring for you. And wow, what a wild game this turned out to be. If you missed it earlier, first score of the game came about a minute and 39 seconds in. That halfback option, 65-yard touchdown pass from Danny Hammond to Nolan Kopodlowski. Extra point was good to make it 7-0 Palmyra Eagle. That was the only score we had in the first quarter. Flip ahead to the second quarter. About 2.5 minutes in, Dylan Schmidt got the Marsh Falcons on the board with a 35-yard touchdown pass to Damian Voigt. Extra point was good. We were tied at 7, and that was the only scoring play in the second quarter. We only had one scoring play in the third quarter, and that came with about a minute 16 remaining. Dylan Schmidt with a 42-yard touchdown pass to Zack Cale. Extra point was good to make it 14-7 in favor of the Marsh Falcons. And then it got a little wild in the fourth quarter. With 8:34 remaining in the game, Dylan Schmidt ran one in from 33 yards out. Extra point was tacked on to make it 21-7 Marsh Falcons. And then a couple minutes later, with 5:19 remaining in the game, the quarterback for the Panthers, Brandon Wild, tossed a 16-yard touchdown pass to Nolan Kopodlowski. They went for 2, and the 2-point conversion failed. So at that point, 21-13, Horicon Hustisford leading by 8 with under 5.5 minutes to go in the game. They got the ball back late, but Horicon Hustisford sealing the deal with 55 seconds left and back 55 yards for a touchdown. Extra point was blocked. It didn't matter. That was the final score. 27-13 in favor of Horicon Hustisford. They get the win tonight. Tim already told you they go to 3-1 overall, 1-0 in the conference, and Palmyra Eagle drops to 3-1. They're now 1-1 in the conference. And, well, I tell you what, this was as advertised, was it not?
Oh, without a doubt, Mike. A couple of fine football teams, and I think both of these clubs, no doubt, will be tournament bound in about 6 weeks, and look forward to following both of them throughout the playoffs. Some fine players on both squads. I just hope everybody stays healthy and is able to contribute.
Yeah, let's hope Mr. Harrigus, Matt Harrigus, is okay. It was the main concern watching him being helped off the field tonight, so we hope he's okay. And you never like to see that. But what a great game this was. And the Horicon Hustisford team gets the win tonight here on the road at Palmyra Eagle. Tonight's game has been brought to you by a lot of fine sponsors. Our video stream sponsors tonight, Pivot Point Incorporated of Hustisford and TBE Trailers, 5 miles north of Watertown. Tonight's game also brought to you by Hustisford State Bank, Reed Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, Kevin Carnine, your American Family Insurance agent, Beaver Dam Community Hospital, Air Care, and Columbus Family Dental. Again, a reminder that our high school game of the week next Friday night, September 20th, takes us up to Marquezan. Marquezan will host Parkview pregame coverage, 7 o'clock kick, right back here. Video streaming live on dailydodge.com. Tim, it's always a pleasure. Fun one tonight. Great job, buddy.
Thank you. I enjoyed it, Mike. It was fun.
And we want to thank all of you for tuning in, no matter where you tuned in from. We had viewers tonight in Washington, D.C., Atlanta, Austin, Texas, Croatia. We had a viewer in Croatia tonight. Romania, right? Did I get that? Romania. We had Cedar Rapids, Iowa. That is fantastic, folks. Again, we're so thrilled that we have this technology and that you can tune in from afar, no matter where you are, and watch these games. Hope you enjoyed it. Justin Wilski, Ninja, we call him. He's our videographer / engineer. Great job, buddy, as always. Thanks so much for the help tonight. And, of course, for my good friend and partner, Tim Haldeman. Mike Tronson saying so long from Palmyra. Have a pleasant evening. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. This has been a DailyDodge.com sports presentation.